Yesterday at this time, we talked about cell phones and the cell phone outage. Mine came back eventually yesterday, as did most people's. The update that I've heard basically is no update because they say...
They're not saying anything.
They say, this wasn't a hack or anything like that. Nobody hacked into the system. Well, then what was it? Just one of those deals. It's just something that, it's one of these times where, Jesus and the apostles just say no cell service, so you don't have it. I don't understand how they can get away with just not giving us anything. Like you have no idea how this happened. Therefore, we have no assurance that it will not happen again. Now, I did hear somebody said, solar flare. Which those can mess up the earth. When you get a solar flare and it throws all of our systems out of whack, makes them go all Y2K. Mm-hmm. So we don't know.
I enjoyed my, whatever it was, 4 hours.
Your freedom from constant connectivity.
Yeah.
I know. I think that...
Texted Liz to pick up on my way home or anything like that. Just nice.
I think we were designed to be out of touch for a little while.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What is that technology soul sickness that kind of creeps in when you're just... You ever shut your laptop on the couch and just go, oh, I just feel so icky. I've just been online for like 3 hours and just,
You just immediately feel like you need to walk outside and look at a tree.
Yeah. Get some sunshine on my skin or something. Touch grass. Gotta touch grass. Okay, I read this online and it caused quite a stir in the comments of this story. It was about whether or not you need to close your background apps. Now, this is something that I do regularly on my phone.
I do, too.
I'll go through and start closing apps in the background, and I'm always appalled going, gosh, how did I open 30 different things in the past day?
Yeah.
But this article is about how people need to stop wasting their time closing background apps.
Because?
I'm saying... and it's talking about iPhone in particular in this case. Mm-hmm. Saying that the way it's designed, that the way the OS is designed is that it is not a resource hog while you're not actively using that app. And people in the comments, some of them IT professionals saying, no, you're wrong on that. Then other IT professionals saying, no, you're right on this, is that you don't have to worry about having a bunch of apps open at the same time. Now, to me, it just seems realistic that if you have a bunch of stuff that's open, that it would have to have some impact, particularly if you have all of those background apps, because on iPhone you can choose allow app to refresh in the background when not being actively used. I always turn that off.
I think so, too.
I think that generally people's settings on their phones, I think even if you lock down on your settings the proper way, your phone is still leaking data about you constantly.
Mm-hmm. Must be.
But I think a lot of people don't even mess with all that. They just grant an app all permissions right up front. Fine. Location, you can have it.
Fine.
Camera, microphone access. Yes, go ahead. Just whatever you want. Take it, app. Just give me the ability to turn my face into a cat. And you can have everything in my phone. You want my contacts list? Yes. You need that in order to provide a filter that makes my face look like a cat. You need that. I will give that to you. But some people in the comments talking about how they never close their background apps. They say, I don't even know how many I have open.
Wow.
I know it.
Now, I'm Team Android. And about once a day, I'll go to battery and device care. Mm-hmm. And there it says you can optimize. And when you optimize, it says no high battery usage detected, no app crashes, 7 background apps closed. So it closes those for you to optimize the function of your phone.
I never optimize.
Okay. There you go.
Friend of our show.
What?
He's was so nice to us. Coming on every Super Bowl.
I'm just talking about a function on a phone.
You're taking a shot at Emmett.
Can't help it.
What?
There's something about Cowboy Hall of Fame running backs.
Yeah.
Emmett and
It's
Tony D.
specific to that position where you can't let stuff go.
You're hung
If
up.
y'all are bringing up Pro Flow water, why would you not want to bring out the Hall of Famer in you?
See?
Okay.
See what? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Why don't you see the
You're a C
benefits
word.
of Hall of Fame water?
And it's not just Cowboy Hall of Fame running backs, it's the liquids that they're hawking. So
And
it's
I'm buying
either
'em.
tequila or water.
And I'm buying them. I
And
take
you
shots
can't
with him
handle
at
it.
every. I don't just take shots at him, and I take shots with him.
You do both. And in fairness, he does do both of those things.
Hey,
So I don't know whether you should do it or not. This piece said you didn't have to do it, but people were disagreeing in it. I think it makes me nervous when I have 500 things open on my phone.
Me too.
It's like people in the tabs. They'll have 100 tabs open on their phone. I know people who organize their computer desktop, their laptop desktop. They leave everything as an individual item on there rather than pulling things into folders and categories. Mm-hmm. And they'll have 700 things on their desktop. Looks so crowded.
Corby may lead the nation.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I've never seen his.
I think that's what always causes malfunction when he's trying to play something.
And doesn't it make you nervous when you walk into a room and someone in your family or a friend has their computer on their lap and you hear it running like a jet engine?
Yes.
And you're like, does that not bother you? Do you not want to investigate why your computer is just being overclocked right now?
I've been
Over what?
I've been
What are you
begging my wife to go get a new laptop because hers is always running rich like that, and I'm always pointing it out. And then last night she gave me her laptop to log into something, and half of the keys were worn away that I couldn't even see the letters.
Unbelievable.
And I'm like, why don't you go get a new laptop? She says, yeah, I need to. Well,
I don't. Okay,
do it.
so I don't understand that because I remember you had a computer for 12 years one time. That last one of those Macs that you had,
Yeah.
you had it for forever.
Yeah.
And I've ridden a computer for 7-8 years before, and I've never worn off letters.
I haven't either.
Yet I know a few people who have worn off letters on their computer, and I don't understand how they could be using theirs so much more than me.
That's
they-
when you know it's time.
Or are they hard typers? Are we
But
more
I'm a
gentle?
hard typer. I type like a caveman.
Huh. Yeah, maybe it's just so much use.
Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, the hardest working place in America. Did the DFW area, make it onto the list?
What's the criteria? Just what people's hours per week?
This
or-
was done by Wallet Hub, and they tried to determine the hardest working cities for 2024. How can they judge that already?
Yeah.
But 6 of the cities are right here in the DFW area. They compared 116 cities on 11 metrics, including employment rate, average weekly work hours, and share of workers with multiple jobs. So is this the hardest working cities or the people who have been suckered into you're just a work drone culture and you just need to work constantly?
Yeah.
But Irving ranked second on the list as the hardest working city in America. The number one was Washington, D.C., our Natalians' capital.
That's an amazing, ironic note, though.
Let me tell you.
They're not doing anything.
They're working at only one thing. Tearing up the Constitution!
And they do it for 8 hours a day.
So Irving was second on the list behind Washington, D.C. Dallas was 7th. Plano, 13th. Fort Worth, 14th. Arlington, 15th. Garland was 19th. Hardest working city
That's a
in
lot
the
of the
United
top
States.
20 there. For
I
the
know it.
Metroplex.
That makes sense, though. Texas is a very worker-friendly state. A lot of jobs, a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that probably me alone is what put Dallas over the top. As
Oh, my God.
As a hard
That's
worker.
funnier than D.C.
You're a jerk. You're just jealous because I've put in the hours. I did the work.
Oh, okay.
When did that stupid phrase get?
I did the work.
Yeah. You've got to
know.
do the work.
Someone lit us up
If you're
on
doing
that
therapy,
yesterday.
you got to do the work. And then, after you do the work, do better. This.
So we have put in the hours. I just did some very quick caveman math.
All right.
And we've, on this show, done about 30,000 hours of broadcasting.
Oh, my gosh.
So you're supposed to do your 10,000 hours.
And if you were to ask me right now, if you were to put a human gun to my head and ask me, how many hours of talking can you do of substance? I would say I've got probably about an hour's worth of material in my life.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Somehow we've
and then how did I stretch that to 30,000?
Into 30,000 hours. Yet, they say when you hit 10,000 hours, that's when you become an expert in whatever you're doing.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're triple that, and we still mess up all the time.
No idea what we're doing.
And then I want to give a shout-out to a couple of locally, I guess, originating musicians. The Old 97s have a new album that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, you may remember that Stephen King tipped their hand.
That's right.
They weren't ready to release this announcement yet, but he announced it on his Twitter. But the Old 97s, because Stephen King, the writer, famous writer, is a big Old 97s fan. They have announced an April 5th release for their 13th studio album, American Primitive.
All right.
And they released a video for the song, Where the Road Goes. So we may review that, and we always want to give a plug to our buddies.
You bet.
Rhett and Ken and Philip and Murray. But Peter Buck of REM fame actually plays on Where the Road Goes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
So they did some stuff with him. Damn. They also collaborated with Waylon back in the day. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Waylon did a song in Swahili with them or something like that.
Yeah, they're all huge REM fans, so what a thrill that must have been. And they've had a relationship with him over the years. They opened for him, I think, a couple times.
And then St. Vincent, Annie Clark, when she grew up here, she was known as Annie Clark, but St. Vincent, who graduated from Lake Highlands,
a Wildcat,
she also has an album coming out, her 7th studio album. And you ever seen her?
Yeah, she was on SNL once, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have.
Yeah, check her out. Yeah, check out her music.
Creepy.
What?
You're creepy.
She's got a signature guitar and everything with Ernie Ball. But yes, both of them have new albums coming out, and I would like to recommend them.
Let's support it all.
P1s. Let's support it all, but mainly let's support the people from here in Texas.
Well, she does have a cool guitar. What is that?
Let's see. Hers is, I forget what it is.
Music Man?
Yeah, it's a Ernie Ball Music Man.
Okay.
But I forget what the model is based on. It's based on either the Mariposa or the
she has interesting
Albert Lee
outfits.
one or something. Yeah, she always dresses really crazy and interesting, and she's actually a really good guitarist, too. So, yeah, check her out, Giorgio. You'll have fun going down her rabbit hole because she's got a lot of great music.
Okay.
All right, so there you go.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Craig. God, I just spilled my drink in front of me. So this morning, as I'm getting ready to come in for some award-winning broadcasting, like really Olympic-level broadcasting, Olympic Super Bowl level.
God.
So I'm fixing my morning coffee, and I have one of those single cup making machines.
You bet.
Not the Keurig, but the Nespresso. You ever know anyone who has one of those? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm sure it's horrible for the environment, and you don't care, and you're okay, all that stuff. You're the one. You're the right one. So, so I put the little pod thing in there. I fill it with my distilled water to get the lime deposits out of the machine.
Okay.
And I turn it on, and then I can go in and to get my bag ready and everything to finish getting ready, and I always grab the cup of coffee on the way out the door. So I go back into the little kitchenette in my apartment, and I look, and all over the counter, you have a cough button.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee everywhere.
Off.
Everywhere. All over the countertop.
You didn't put the cup down?
That was the one ingredient to the whole thing I forgot to add, was to put a cup under there.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So
that and not zipping your pants, it's happening. I'm telling you.
I'm the one who zips my pants.
I know, but you can't even put the cup under the coffee
Well,
maker.
then how did the zipper thing come up?
Because I'm telling you, stuff like that, as you're getting older, you start doing. And you thought, I swore I put that cup under there.
And I know what happened in this case because the machine was out of water at the time. So I went and put some additional water in it. So it felt like the same number of steps I usually do.
Right.
Because I had to add that one in there. I just subtracted the cup part in order to keep the same number of steps going. Mm-hmm. So, and now I spilled once again before the news. In the news, we start off with the fact that we're back on the surface of the moon. Our IM-1 lander, the Odysseus, or Odie for short, it landed on the lunar surface after experiencing some unexpected issues hours prior to landing. They were worried. I think they lost communication with it for a while. It had AT&T cellular.
They got knocked out too.
Yeah, and it got knocked out. But finally, it lands on the moon. It is the first commercial spacecraft to soft land on the moon and the first U.S.-made vehicle to touch down on the lunar surface since the Apollo program.
Wow.
1971, was that the last time?
I think 74.
Oh.
I think we kept going till like 74, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's 72. I can't remember.
That's cool AF.
Yeah, it is lit. So now we're whiling on the moon right now.
What are we doing? Just getting rocks?
We're doing more than
soil
getting
test?
rocks.
Hot dog.
So they did a few things.
Hot dog stand?
Are we getting rocks off the moon? Is that what we're doing? What?
George, will you please handle this?
What do you want me to do? He asked a question
tell
about
him,
rocks.
Tell him that it's not good. I don't have the courage to tell him. He'll get mad at me. He'll listen to it
Hey,
from you.
I'm right here.
Hey, man, don't talk
I'm
about
right
getting
here.
rocks off the moon, okay? Gordon's kind of sensitive about it.
Has anyone ever done that on the moon? You know, we've had, how many people did we send up there? 14 different people have been on the moon?
I doubt it.
I mean, they had to have some
Terrible question
downtime.
that you know the answer to.
They were all
No.
young men full of testosterone, so... Of course, they probably only had prison porn up there, in the sense of that you had to draw a picture to then use.
Hey, they took golf clubs up there. They may have taken a Playboy.
That is a funny Norm Macdonald routine. Maybe we need to listen to that in the corner today. He's talking about Michael Collins, the guy that had to circle the moon while Buzz
Get to go
Aldrin and
down
Neil
there.
Armstrong were down there.
Yeah, they playing golf?
How did they get golf clubs in here? I was told I could only bring so much stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't even
And they
go
somehow
down
got
there.
a golf bag in
Yeah,
here.
I could have.
Anyway, back to this human achievement. How has it been 50 years since
I know.
it took us 50 years to get back to the moon?
Well, we figured back then there really wasn't much up there.
You mean
Couple
after
rocks
we
and
walked around and
The
saw
golf
it, and
courses
thought, nah.
suck. The courses aren't any good. Let's just come back and play here.
Yeah. Yeah, Buzz Aldrin said that was the worst course he'd ever played in his life.
Yeah.
Said the ball carried pretty well.
Yeah.
But it kept
Yeah.
getting caught in divots.
Superintendent up there hadn't done anything in centuries.
It's
Gosh.
one giant sand trap.
You always had a horrible lie.
Yeah.
Here's Jim Nantz calling the moon tournament.
Another
it's the
unplayable
moon
lie for
invitational. Another unplayable
Hello,
lie
friends.
for Aldrin.
It's good we're back, though, because we need it for a strategical advantage over Russia.
Okay.
China's been up there a few times.
China, too. We need to own the
We're
moon.
just going to go up there and start knocking over each other's ray
Flag.
guns.
Why can't you just knock over their flag and claim it for your own? Isn't
Right.
that what they did in the old days?
Pretty much.
So
So did we make a mistake when we first landed on the moon and declared that it is no nation's property? It is for
we
the
should have
entire
given it
world.
a state name.
Right.
We should have, called it Lunar. Or
Puerto
something.
Rico too.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
So we add another
too.
territory to the U.S. somehow.
Lunar Alaska.
Then every year we could have had a big game, Louisiana State playing Moon State.
Yeah, they suck. You ought to be able to beat Moon State.
There's no East Virginia, so we could have added and called it that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're back with Odysseus. Now, they took up this was interesting. They had a few different companies that worked on this, private companies, because it was a private company that landed this thing up there.
Yeah.
And the insulation material that they used was developed by Columbia Sportswear. So,
really?
the lunar
I've got some Columbia stuff. It's great.
rover is like wearing a parka.
Fleece.
Yeah. That's to shield Odysseus from the harsh temperatures on the moon. And they also had commemorative payloads, including a sculpture of the moon phases.
That seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are we taking...
Golf clubs.
It's like, oh, gosh. Was this
Artwork.
This is the... Whoever the Jerry Jones of the company is that designed the rover, his wife just nagged him until, okay, fine, I'll put the
sculptures up there.
Modern art, fine, whatever.
Or maybe it's something that he bought a couple of years ago, but he never really had a place for it. Just take it to the moon.
Yeah, you know what? I spent way too much on that. I'd love to write that off. If we could make it part of the lunar mission, I can write it off as a business expense. Since the end of the Soviet-U.S. space race in the 20th century, that was the last century, China, India, and Japan have all landed crafts on the moon.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Space Force.
Now, Japan and India had their first touchdowns within the past 6 months.
India?
Yeah.
That's more than the Bears had in the last 6 weeks of the regular season.
Unbelievable. You
now that's
continue
quality.
to be like the greatest 1,000% batting average writer for Norm. I do marvel at your ability to instantly write for Norm.
Doesn't do me any good.
I know. It's a horrible superpower to have, but you have it. We've been landing on the south pole of the moon because that's where they think there's stores of water ice.
Uh-huh.
They already have stores built on the moon?
Yes, there's a few of them.
Wow.
Well, one of them is not exactly a store. It's just one of those ready ice bins where it's on the honor system. You can take one out, but you got to go in and pay for it.
I guarantee you those bags are stuck together. You ever get that?
Yeah, you can see. We will eventually see by 2026 a few astronauts out there flipping the bags over on the ground, busting them up.
God, I ripped another bag.
She sent me out for ice again. Can't believe
That's
it.
him.
I have to run
Here
down
we
to
go.
the
Every
convenience store all the time. I keep telling her, just refill the trays. I'll get the ice maker fixed, but use the trays right now.
Hey, are you going to talk about Navalny's death?
What are you talking about?
Just wondering if you were going to get around to that story. Or
We
if
don't
you were,
do news
or
in
if
this
your
segment.
only cause was to make Putin lovable.
Why do you think that makes him lovable?
We do one story.
He's the heel.
I don't
jokes
know.
And then do
He's the
birthdays.
heel.
Why would
in
I
this.
think that?
He's
That's
the heel.
crazy.
This is no news format. This is just a big joke.
Yeah,
there any
Navalny
Wow.
killed in
That's
prison.
a shot at you.
I'm trying to do a serious story,
Oh, sorry.
and you guys are not respecting it.
I'm sorry.
Navalny killed in prison, and Biden met with his widow.
Sorry about that.
And that's Putin's main rival? Like, how do you describe him?
His
Was he a
number one-
politician?
most vocal.
His number one detractor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Ends up dead in prison.
And we've launched more sanctions against Russia as of yesterday.
Okay, I have a
because of
question
that.
about that. How are there more sanctions against Russia? I thought we maxed out all the sanctions already.
I kind of thought that too.
Pizza Inns are closed now? What the?
Oh, you see, because I did that. They closed the Pizza Inn. Son of a...
I eat the pizza.
Humanizing someone
No,
who
not
bombs
humanizing.
schools and
Speculating
hospitals.
on
I'm
what the
supporting more
sanctions
sanctions.
were.
That's okay.
I'm supporting
I'm-
more
we're
sanctions.
I'm on the right
Speculating on
side
what
of history
the,
here.
I am
we
too.
are too.
I
I'm
stand
very-
with you.
We are too.
I'm
Very
standing with
comfortable
you.
with that.
We're foreclosing down Pizza Huts.
That's
or
right.
Inns.
Yes. Close down
That's what it
all of his
takes.
favorite fast food restaurants over there.
Very
Get the Big Mac.
comfortable
What's
with
going on?
My conversation with God here in a few years.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh. Ended depressingly.
Hey,
Hearing
Craig,
about-
I appreciate the way you handled the Putin thing. Those other two guys,
Hearing a-
I've already said
I
something
enjoyed
to
their
them.
jokes. They were really funny.
In a few years, Craig's planning an early demise over there.
You know, you never know.
The AT&T outage was caused by an incorrect process.
Generic.
That's the
Good,
quote
good.
from AT&T. Oh, Jason Garrett likes that. It left tens of thousands of customers without service for hours due to an incorrect process. This is what the actual statement said. Based on our initial review, we believe that today's outage was caused by the application and execution of an incorrect process used as we were expanding our network, not a cyber attack.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So it's very detailed information.
Did y'all's
It was restored
TV,
about 12 hours later.
Did your apps on your TV work yesterday? Or did you have problems with
I don't know, George.
Isn't AT&T and DirecTV the same thing now?
Yeah.
Owned by the same company or something?
Yep.
Okay.
My wife claims she turned on YouTube TV and it was all in Chinese.
That is offensive.
China.
That is so offensive. I don't know. It all looks like Chinese to me.
No, I mean like the writing. There was like language up there, graphics in Chinese.
Well, did she check the closed captioning? Maybe she had it on Mandarin.
Do you think I wanted to have a conversation like that about checking things on the app and using a remote control and the right remote control and all that?
Yeah. There's nothing worse. We've all been there when the ticket team's on the road and one guy gets caught on a service call with his wife.
Okay, no,
He's on
no,
an IT service
No,
call.
not
No,
that, no.
no. You got to get
go
the
up first.
Yes, go up.
Okay,
There's a
now you're
different
on that.
menu. There's a different menu. You got to go down one level in that. Wait, which remote are you using? No, that's the wrong remote.
It's the silver one.
All right, no, it's the silver one, not the Panasonic, the silver one. Okay, you got that?
Seems like Bob has
All right,
to
what you
do
need
more
to do,
NASA
yeah,
work
I
than
know.
anyone.
All right, you need. Okay, reconnect the HDMI cable. No, not a USB cable.
Trying to
It's
focus a little bit?
HDMI. I don't know what it stands for, but it's the thing that it's audio and video. The worst. The technical
Oh, man,
walkthrough
the
service
walkthrough,
call back
yeah.
to home. The trial of the Rust armorer has begun. Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the woman on the set of Rust, the movie where Alec Baldwin shot and killed the assistant director. The armorer is the one who's in charge of keeping the weapons safe and, working order and all that. And she somehow allowed live rounds to be on that set. Now, her defense attorney is claiming that, number one, the company that provided the dummy rounds to them were the ones that mixed in the live rounds. Number two, they're only blaming her because she's 24. So it's I guess, people blaming things on young women is one of the defenses that they're using here. And so there was also a charge of that she may have had drugs on set. Like she may have given someone a bag of cocaine right before the cops showed up.
Is it a manslaughter?
Yes,
charge?
manslaughter
Okay.
charge. She faces up to 18 months in prison and a $5,000 fine if she's convicted of involuntary manslaughter. So that trial
Has this brought
started.
about any change on movie sets? Is what kind of guns they use?
Man, I would think there has to be. I don't understand why. I don't understand how we got to this point, this far in movie making, and they're still using guns that can shoot live rounds.
I know.
Yeah.
There should be a whole separate category of guns that are chambered in with calibers that you can't even fire live rounds out of.
Yeah.
It's just a different whole system of guns.
Yeah.
but for some reason we're able to use real guns, but just dummy rounds. How did they not see that was a recipe, that there was going to be a mistake at some point?
Sure.
Anyway. All right. You ready for birthdays?
You bet.
Let's do them.
Patricia Richardson is 73 from Home Improvement and Strong Medicine. Wasn't that a Bon Jovi song?
No.
Bad Medicine was John Bon Jovi.
Howard Jones, 69.
I like
No
him.
one ever is to blame.
Some decent songs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Robert Lopez, songwriter and EGOT winner, is 49. Wrote Book of Mormon, Frozen, and Coco. Some
Wow.
great tunes in all of those. Kelly MacDonald is 48, an actor from Boardwalk Empire and No Country for Old Men.
Ah, yes.
You are
Ah.
nuts. You've never even seen No Country
I
for Old Men.
have too.
And it's overrated.
By you. It's not the greatest movie of all time. It's good.
Josh Gad, singer and actor, 43. Aziz Ansari is 41.
Funny.
He of the problematic date. Emily Blunt, 41. Dakota Fanning, 30. Tom Osborne is 87.
Greatness.
Jackie Smith,
Tom.
84.
Poor Jackie Smith.
Sickest man in America.
What do you mean?
He dropped the touchdown pass. That's what Vern Lundquist said.
Oh. Fred Bolitnikoff, 81.
Oh, he was great.
Greatness.
Ed Jones, you may know
Too
him as
Tall.
Too Tall, is 73.
Greatness.
Almost 72.
Bobby Bowe, 61. Bobby Bonilla. Steve Stricker, 57. Andre Ward, 40. Jared Mayo, 38. Andrew Wiggins, 29. D'Angelo Russell, 28. And Jamal Murray is 27.
Okay, that's a lot of sports birthdays.
A lot of sports.
All right, Gordo, thank you. That's Muse, 7:33 on the ticket. Coming up next, as we're in the middle of our Musers Turbo Sweep, Friday morning scattershooting.
And now it's time for Friday morning scattershooting with your old pal Junior Miller, right here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket.
And it's brought to us by Twin Peaks. Scattershooting while wondering whatever happened to Joakim Noah. Everybody agrees the NBA All-Star Game is unwatchable. The combined 397 points scored in last Sunday's game was ludicrous. The 211 points scored by the East is the second most ever by an NBA or NCAA team in a game, regular season, postseason, or All-Star. Second only to the 258 points that Troy scored when they were a Division II school in 1992 when they beat DeVry 258 to 141. Video evidence apparently shows that the final score of the Troy-DeVry game was actually 253 to 141, but the Division II record book has kept the original 258 to 141 final score. Regardless, the 211 we saw last Sunday was the second most in basketball's recorded history at the college or pro level.
A lot of schools out there. There's only one Troy.
That's right. In that farce of a game, LeBron did make history with his record-breaking 20th All-Star Game appearance. Kareem played in 19 All-Star Games, Kobe 18, Shaq, Garnett, and Duncan 15 each. The Mavericks' record is Dirk's 14 appearances. Luka now has 5, Ro Blackman went 4 times, Mark Aguirre 3. A former Maverick is among the 14 finalists up for vote for the Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2024. Vince Carter, who spent 3 seasons here, is joined by, among others, Chauncey Billups, Michael Cooper, and Walter Davis on this year's ballot. The new class will be announced on April 6th at the Final Four. Last week we mentioned Shaquille O'Neal had his number retired by Orlando, making that the third team to retire his number along with the Heat and the Lakers. The answer to the trivia question is that he is now the third player to have their number retired by 3 teams. Donovan reminded me that Wilt Chamberlain has his number retired by the Warriors, Sixers, and Lakers. And a good P1 noted that Pete Maravich has his number retired by the Hawks and Jazz and Pelicans. Even though Pistol Pete never played for the Pelicans, he did play in New Orleans for the Jazz.
Kind of unstable, but okay.
In college baseball, Matt Masciangelo made an unusual debut for Sacramento State last weekend. Over the course of a doubleheader against Loyola Marymount, the junior outfielder was hit by a pitch 7 times in 8 plate appearances.
Jeez.
The Hornets took losses in both games, 4-0 in Game 1, and they dropped the nightcap 12-10 in 11 innings. Masciangelo's transferred to Sacramento State from Cal State Bakersfield, where last season in 30 plate appearances he was only plunked once.
Okay, so after like the third or fourth time, you're looking out to the mound and saying, okay, what is up?
And he said, I read an interview with him, he wasn't doing anything weird with his stance. He wasn't overly crowding the plate.
Huh.
Just a very weird note. Also of note this week in college baseball, Parker Byrd made his collegiate debut at East Carolina University. He made history as the first D1 athlete to appear in a game with a prosthetic leg.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He drew a walk in his lone plate appearance. He lost his leg in a boating accident in 2022.
This was no boating accident.
And now he is on the East Carolina University baseball roster, and he actually went to the plate. How about that?
Yeah.
This year in the major leagues, there will be a 4th-generation Caray calling games. Chris Caray, the great-grandson of Harry Caray, was named TV play-by-play voice of the Oakland A's. His grandfather, Skip, was the voice of the Braves. His father, Chip, is currently calling games with the Cardinals. His great-granddaddy, Harry, actually also called games for the Oakland A's. Harry was their play-by-play guy in 1970 after 25 years with the Cardinals and before he moved to Chicago.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that either. And now a 4th-generation Caray is in the booth.
Wow, we got to listen to those games.
Maybe at 8:40 we have a
He's not taking calls until the baseball season starts.
Something else to keep your eye on this baseball season, Jen Powell could potentially become Major League Baseball's first female umpire in the very near future. The 47-year-old will serve as a full-time MLB umpire during spring training games here this season. 24 minor league umps have been selected to serve as MLB umps during spring training. Powell is one of them. She has served as a minor league umpire since the 2016 season and climbed the ladder serving as the home plate umpire for the AAA championship game last season. If you'd like to place a way too early wager on who will win next season's Super Bowl, surprise, the Chiefs are the current Vegas favorite, followed by the Niners, Lions, Ravens, and Bills. The Bengals are next, followed by the Packers. Then the Eagles, Dolphins, and Cowboys all have the 8th best odds.
All right, there's a chance. And yeah, you would have to put the Cowboys behind the Packers.
Right.
After what we saw a few weeks back.
Now, whatever you do, don't bet during the season on a team that has lost to Kirk Cousins. That's because of the Cousins curse. No team has ever lost a regular season game to a team with Cousins as their starting quarterback and gone on to win the Super Bowl in that season.
Okay.
This season, the 49ers lost to Cousins. From 2012 through 2015, Cousins did not beat a single team that even made the playoffs. But then, starting in 2016, he's beaten plenty of playoff teams, and none of them went on to win the Super Bowl. No team that has lost to Cousins has ever been able to overcome the Cousins curse.
Wow.
When Hideki Matsuyama won at Riviera last week with that final round 62, he set a record. It was his 9th PGA Tour win, the most ever for an Asian-born player. He broke a tie with KJ Choi, who won 8 times, including the 2011 Players' Championship. Toronto's Austin Matthews is having quite a season. The NHL hasn't had a 70-goal scorer since 1993, when Teemu Selanne and Alexander Mogilny each topped 70. 2 nights ago, Matthews scored twice, giving him 51 goals in just 54 games. He's on pace for 77 goals this season. which would be the 5th most ever in one season.
Darn.
Wayne Gretzky, by the way, holds the record with 92 goals in 1982.
Whoa.
And if you look at adjusted goals, which accounts for different schedule lengths, roster sizes, and scoring environments, Matthews is having the second greatest season ever, behind only Brett Hull's 1990-91 season. This week's least competent law enforcement officers are 3 Chesterfield County, South Carolina sheriff's deputies, Justin Reichard, Darren Rousseau, and Killian Laughlin, who were making prank phone calls to other law enforcement agencies, reporting fake emergencies, including the discovery of a dead body. Investigators tracked the phone number where the calls came from and to one of the former deputies. All 3 were released on bond and are awaiting trial on charges of misconduct in office, criminal conspiracy, and breach of the peace.
They already know how tough the job is, so let's just make it that much tougher for some other precinct. That's
right.
Ridiculous.
Isn't that amazing? And finally, Jim was down on his luck, so he took a trip to Las Vegas to see if his fortunes might change. He decided he'd start the trip by finding some female companionship, so he drove to one of the famous Vegas brothels. But when he arrived, he discovered this particular brothel was no longer in business. The sign on the door read, "Beat it, we're closed."
Okay. I see what you did there.
That's Friday Morning Scattershooting, the official radio segment of the upcoming total solar eclipse.
Thanks for hanging out with your old pal Junior Miller for another edition of Friday Morning Scattershooting. We'll see you next Friday, right here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
All right, we are just 4 minutes away from some laughs on the emergency break of the week.
Patreon.com/sportsgreek.
It's time for the emergency break of the week.
Said it burned 184 acres, and it was started by a company that was laying underground cable, and they were cutting up rebar.
That moment when programming is brought to a complete halt.
Just the spark from that.
Yes.
Wow.
By a wheels-off comment or technical meltdown.
I always feared the sparks. And you ever worked like a what do you call it?
Hot dog slicer?
It's a hot dog slicer, but it goes by a different name.
Hot dog?
God, I'm having the worst time with my memory lately.
Uh-oh.
It's the rotating thing that you have in your shop.
Circular saw?
No, it's the rotary tool. You use it as sharpening stones. You can use it as a polishing wheel. You can do
the wheel of
things
fortune.
you'd buy at a Sears. It's I can't believe I can't remember this.
Roulette wheel.
Grinder. The grinder. Thank you.
Okay, a grinder.
Yes, I remember.
Let's see who yanked the brake the hardest.
Yeah, that
this
tool
week
later came out
on
with
the
an
little
app.
Ticket.
Oh, yes, it is time for the e-break. We'll give you 3 candidates. You get to vote on them. 888-787-1310. All right, candidate number 1 comes to us from the Sweet Spot. It's David Mino, who I give a lot of credit here because he makes a call back. It goes about as well as the first time. It was used here on the ticket a few weeks ago when I asked, or said, I wish we moo. Mino tries a reissue here, and there's a nice layout here. There's all sorts of good stuff in this e-break candidate.
Do you remember watching the Karate Kid movies?
I do.
Wax on, wax
Yeah,
on.
and it was fine. I just didn't feel like I needed a TV show in 2018 about it.
Well, you got to reboot stuff, you know?
That's because Twisters. So we have to have a Twister 2 in 2024.
I wonder if they paid homage to the late, great Bill Paxton.
I hope so, because he's clearly not in it.
No, he's not in the reboot.
Will there be flying cows?
There's got to be.
There will be a callback for sure.
There's going to be several callbacks.
I wish we moo.
You know, we were going to have a good show.
What?
And now I just don't know anymore.
I didn't have that joke written. That was just all off the cuff.
Fellas,
That's what you get.
I need
George
something.
is laughing right now. I'm trying to keep George
said that
at
last
2:30.
week.
I know.
Ham, I
was paying homage to George
boost?
right there.
Maybe a boost or a box of Nerds or Apple Jacks. I need something.
You guys are just mad you didn't come up with that line.
Well, you didn't.
I didn't
come up
either,
with
but
that.
I worked it into just natural conversation. That's one of the best lines on this station in 30 years when George said it. It didn't get the respect at the time, and we got to keep it around.
Okay.
A lot of discuss there, just like the first time I Wish We Moo came out.
Okay.
I Wish We Moo. Thank you, Mino.
There was a lot of funny lines in there from Sean, too.
Yeah, I love the layout. I think the layout's underrated. That's one of the best natural layouts we've had in a while. That was really good. All right, one more time.
Do you remember watching the Karate Kid movies?
I do.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, and it was fine. I just didn't feel like I needed a TV show in 2018 about it.
Well, you got to reboot stuff, you know?
That's because Twisters. So we have to have a Twister 2 in 2024.
I wonder if they paid homage to the late, great Bill Paxton.
I hope so, because he's clearly not in it.
No, he's not in the reboot.
Will there be flying cows?
There's got to be.
There will be a callback for sure.
Yeah, there's going to be several callbacks.
I wish we moo.
You know, we were going to have a good show.
What?
And now I just don't know anymore.
I didn't have that joke written. That was just all off the cuff.
Fellas,
That's what you get.
I need
George
something.
is laughing right now. I'm trying to keep George
said that
at
last
2:30.
week.
I know.
Ham,
I was paying homage to George
boost?
right there.
Maybe a boost or a box of Nerds or Apple Jacks. I need something.
You guys are just mad you didn't come up with that line.
Well, you didn't.
I didn't
come up
either,
with
but
that.
I worked it into just natural conversation. That's one of the best lines on this station in 30 years when George said it. It didn't get the respect at the time, and we got to keep it around.
Okay.
Sean doesn't think so.
No disrespect.
It didn't get the respect at the time, nor the second time around either.
That's what I'm telling you. All right, there's David Mino up for candidate number 1. Candidate number 2 comes to us from the morning show.
Uh-oh.
It's one Junior Miller, who had a good idea. He just didn't quite land the coyote joke.
And I don't know that they cut the head off. I've just always heard that's what you do.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to test the brain, so you have to... They don't send the whole body usually. They usually just send the head.
Well, the fact that Wiley... Damn it. Never mind. I screwed up the punch.
You almost had it.
No, I really didn't.
No, really, I have no idea where you were going with it. Try it again.
George, I really didn't almost have it. I wasn't even close. I'll catch you next
Got the
hour.
Wiley out.
He got caught. He wasn't a very wily coyote. It was going to be decent.
Do you need your Acme joke book?
And this happened in Arlington. Not Wiley.
So. Sure. You weren't helping there either.
You know, if I'd been able to issue that line cleanly, that would have been one of the best lines in 30 years here on the ticket.
May have been.
Way.
May have been.
One of the decent lines.
I think you were really close. Really close. All right, there's Junior as candidate number 2. Candidate number 3 comes to us from WFAA. I think you were out the Friday that we had another Cynthia Zagari.
I did hear. I was out that day, but I did hear it.
That was kind of amazing.
Yeah.
This
Wait,
guy.
what was that one? I don't remember that. What'd you do?
Choking on a banana.
Oh yeah. And they got
Pete,
the men on the
Chris
crew couldn't handle that.
This guy is really smooth night after night. Mike Leslie, but he had a Porky Pig moment this past weekend.
Welcome inside the Sports Special Studios on an NBA All-Star Game Sunday as Luka Doncic headlines once again. I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks for wrapping up your weekend with us. The All-Star Game has never really been Luka's thing, despite his annual participation. Hey, we got there. This year wasn't much different. Doncic performed about as well as I just said that word.
Boy, that is awesome. You have that isolated, Tyler?
His annual participation.
That is so Porky
And he
Pig.
had a funny line when he finally said it correctly. He goes, "Hey, we got there."
Hey, yeah, we got there. All right, one more time all the way through.
Welcome inside the Sports Special Studios on an NBA All-Star Game Sunday as Luka Doncic headlines once again. I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks for wrapping up your weekend with us. The All-Star Game has never really been Luka's thing, despite his annual participation. Hey, we got there. This year wasn't much different. Doncic performed about as well as I just said that word.
That's funny. Yeah, this station leads the nation in little stammers like that, like either Bob or Sean's.
Now, I
What's Bob's?
That one is the most amazing one to me. How can he do his voice that fast?
Let's do the triple of Bob and Sean and Mike Leslie having a conversation real quick.
now, I
Participate his annual participate.
That one should have been first.
All right, so those are your three candidates: Mino, Junior, or Mike Leslie. 888-787-1310. Hello, you are on the ticket. Who wins the e-brake?
Hey, Job, it's Cruz and Lido.
Hey, Cruz.
Hey, shout out to P1 Buckeye Jason, and I wish we moved.
Okay, I wish we did too. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins e-brake?
Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Mushmouth cousin, Mushmouth.
Brushmouth?
I killed a black man.
What?
Can't understand. Get rid of that. Hello, you are on the ticket. Who wins the e-brake?
Stop down Guam guy here voting responsibly for basketball Junes and calling out Saipan and the rest of the Northern Mariana Islands. Don't even bring it. You can't hang with Guam. Out.
You can't hang with Guam.
Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins?
Good morning, Muses. This is Ashley, and I'd like to vote for Juju.
Oh,
Thank you, Ashley.
Have a good day at school.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. All right. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins the e-brake?
Oh, hi, Musers.
Hey, triple fake tiger.
Hey, I'd like to vote for Craig Human.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello, you are on the ticket. Who wins?
It's time for a better vote from Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
That's the I wish we move from the good doctor there. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins the e-brake?
I wish we moved.
All right, nice attempt there. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins the e-brake?
Hey, Step Bros.
What's up?
This is
Hello, you are on the ticket, America's favorite radio station.
Hey, good morning, guys. Y'all got big plans this weekend?
Yeah, we got Ticketstock.
Okay, I was just going to try to milk as much time as possible here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll see you later.
Are you going to have dinner tonight?
Yep.
Maybe.
What are y'all having?
There you go.
Okay, thank you so much for the call. Hi, you're on the ticket, AM, FM, and stream.
Would you like to hear a joke?
Sure.
What do you call a pig that does karate?
A pig that does karate. I don't know. What do you call it?
A pork chop.
Okay.
Stupid.
I kind of like that.
Is that a vote for Mike Leslie? I guess so. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins?
I'd like to responsibly vote for Helen's Harry Hunt.
Okay, we don't need to get rid of it, but it's very
don't
very
don't
dicey.
try that again.
So is that a Mino vote? Because she was in the original Twister?
Helen
I don't know.
Hunt.
Oh, yeah, maybe so. Yeah, okay. Hi, you're on Ticket Radio.
Hey, Gordon.
Yeah.
Have I told you about Ruth-Ann and Len?
This is going to be McMurtry lyrics. Go ahead.
Well, they they wear them cut-off breeches and those skinny little halters, and even though they are second cousins to me, I don't really care much. I just want to get between them with a great big
Okay, thank you. We know. You could, like a boat arc fence post. That's the next line. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins? Hello? Sports
Can I vote for the e-brake?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd first like to say I think we all lose when Cruz and Alito votes, but please let me vote for Mino and his hot back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
His hot back.
we have ourselves a winner. David Mino.
Do you remember watching the Karate Kid movies?
I do.
Wax on, wax on.
Yeah, and it was fine. I just didn't feel like I needed a TV show in 2018 about it.
Well, you got to reboot stuff, you know?
That's because Twisters. So we have to have a Twister 2 in 2024.
I wonder if they paid homage to the late, great Bill Paxton.
I hope so, because he's clearly not in it.
No, he's not in the reboot.
Will there be flying cows?
There's got to be.
There will be a callback for sure.
Yeah, there's going to be several callbacks.
I wish we moo.
We were going to have a good show.
What?
And now I just don't know anymore.
I didn't have that joke written. That was just all off the cuff.
Fellas,
That's what you get. George is laughing right now. I'm trying to keep George
said that
at
last
2:30.
week.
I know.
Ham, I
was paying homage to George
boost?
right there.
Maybe a boost or a box of nerds or Apple Jacks. I need something.
You guys are just mad you didn't come up with that line.
Well, you didn't.
I didn't
come
either,
up with
but
that.
I worked it into just natural conversation. That's one of the best lines on this station in 30 years when George said it. It didn't get the respect at the time, and we got to keep it around.
Okay.
Boy, what a great scene that is.
I love that. You're just mad because you didn't come up with this line, and Sean goes, "You didn't either."
Yeah, support him on I Wish We Moo, and we don't need a Twister 2. The first one was plenty. That was plenty. We don't need another one. Right there with him. How many is that for Mino?
That is Mino's 7th e-brake win, which puts him 129 behind Norman. No one's going to whip my ass anymore about not attending Ticketstock Hitskis.
Okay. You don't need to take a shot at him.
And joining us now in studio are two guys who are going to have a booth out there. What an odd pairing. It's Mushmouth Thomas and Larry Caray, Harry Caray's much younger brother. Hey, Mushmouth. Hey, Larry.
You having a pretty cool little day?
Yeah, having a pretty cool little day. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Now, it's a really odd pairing. How do you guys know each other?
Well, Larry actually adopted me.
That's right. That's right. I adopted Mushmouth. The story goes I was out in the woods trying to find my way back to my car after a Budweiser bender of epic proportion. And I look up and I see this creature with a huge wingspan, and he's wearing the football helmet, and he's standing on his secondary front legs. And, I didn't think too much about it at first because, after a 12-pack, I see stuff like that all the time.
Right.
But then, made me stop down, and the fact that his helmet had a original Cubs logo on it on the side. And
the football helmet had a Cubs logo on it.
Wow. Yeah.
That's odd.
So I asked him, I said, would you help me find my car? And so he asked me where I parked it, and I said, I parked it outside of Dutch's Tavern in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And he said, well...
I said, well, you're outside Portland now, so I don't know how long you've been out here.
I was like, damn, I'm really off track, So he picked me up with his talons, and they gave me a creature drone ride back to my car.
Wow.
So I thanked them.
What a story.
And we rented a humorous 2-bedroom outside the Plano Center right here in Texas.
Yeah, that's what we did afterwards.
Well, that's very strange.
He's hilarious. This guy's hilarious.
This guy cracks me up. He cracks my ass up,
man. He's funny.
Don't be so casual, Mushmouth.
Mushmouth
So
Thomas.
we're going to be out there. We're going to have our own booth. And we're going to be selling my dry dung and Larry's collection of armpit rags.
Yeah, they belong to my elder brother, Henry. He sweated a lot, you know?
Yeah, he used to have to wipe down his pits during the game.
Did he at least sign any of them? Or?
I don't know about that.
Just armpit rags.
And we're going to be right next to the Deep Ella Brewing Company. So,
so he'll be drinking quite a bit. But yeah, I'm so excited. This is my first ticket star.
Great.
Yeah,
And
first ticket star.
I finally got certified to be out there on the premises, off the leash and everything. Of course, I had to get tested for rabies first before they allow me.
Wait, how's that possible? Don't they have to cut the animal's head off and send it in to be tested for rabies?
They sure do, Craig. And I only had 2 days to grow it back. 2 days, man.
See what I
That's
mean?
a lot of work.
This guy's a trip, man. He's a total trip.
You can grow your head back?
Yeah, it's hard.
What are
I
you?
have to eat a lot of protein first. It can happen.
Okay.
It can happen.
Fair enough.
Hey, I heard you're going to have a stand-up comic out there. Kid Rock's going to be out there.
No, Kid Reed.
Oh, Kid Reed.
Yeah.
Well, hey, can I get up and do a little stand-up?
Why don't you
Sure.
let Larry do stand-up? He knows jokes.
Yeah, like,
he tells them to me in our humorous 2-bedroom apartment.
Quit labeling it that.
Like, why can't a woman ski?
Why?
Because there's no snow in the kitchen.
Okay.
Come on, give me a red
Yeah, a
shot
little
in
old-fashioned,
there.
Harry.
Give me a
I
red
mean,
shot.
Larry. A little old-fashioned.
Hey, what do you call a guy? What do you call a guy who cries while he pleasures himself?
Oh, I don't know.
A tearjerker.
Okay. All right. Keep them coming. I like
By
them.
the way, the Rangers aren't going to the World Series this year.
They're not.
They're not going to repeat. Now, they may be a playoff team, but they're not going to repeat. But I guarantee you what will happen. This guy Mushmouth will probably rip his way through a half dozen catfish by next Thursday.
That's true.
Catch him with his talons in area lakes. Uh-oh.
I just got a text that said we got to get back to the unstable premise ranch.
Oh, yeah, everybody get back.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. There they go. Larry Caray, Harry's much younger brother, and Mushmouth, the oddest pairing
That is the
maybe
weirdest
ever.
thing ever.
But
I didn't know what to say.
See him at Ticketstock.
I was speechless.
Yeah, I
through
know
most of
you were
that.
laying
It's
back,
like
too.
So weird. I don't.
We do it every Friday. You can email us. I'm Gordon Keith at gmail.com. George has an unpublished email address. Somehow you've gotten away with this all these years.
What? George.dunham@cumulus.com.
What is that?
What?
George.dunham.cumulus.com.
Cumulus.com.
Okay.
Not that hard.
And
At George
and
Dunham on Twitter.
Craig is something mindspring.tomgribble.gmail.
Junior Miller at mindspring.tomgribble.
You can also
sandwich just fell apart.
You can also reach us on Twitter. We have a Discord, or at least I set one up for us. It's discord.gg/Gordon Keith, I think is the invite to that. I never see you guys in our Discord.
I'm on there.
Okay. You're a lurker, as they say.
I don't go there much.
Oh.
I set it up, so I just feel like I've done all the amount of work.
And P1s can also call us, 888-787-1310. Many ways to reach the Musers. All right, Scott asked this. He said this morning during the 5:30 a.m. segment, the segment topic of band practice and cover band talk broke out, and a question came to mind. If you were ever in an orchestra or symphony in school, weren't you in a cover band?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah. We didn't write any
right.
new symphonies when I was in orchestra.
But you don't hear orchestras described as cover bands.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Why not? Why aren't they taking it in the shorts like regular pop music cover bands do? I don't get it. Anyway, yes, I do rule them as cover bands.
I guess so. It's a little more intricate with their playing. Than
It
just
doesn't
maybe
matter. I
four
mean,
parts. Then you know.
Heck, if someone's doing Rush or
sure,
who's the band that did Kid Charlemagne? Steely Dan. I mean, all those are hard bands to be a part of. Lots of parts to them.
Yep.
Anyway, Sammy says that he's sad to point out that George got ball sacked this morning.
About what?
Oh, no.
The Dirk in the locker room saying y'all look so different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw that on Twitter last night. That was a fake?
Yeah, he says, according to Sammy, it's a weird NBA Twitter running joke that goes back to an article back in 2018 on the Cavaliers.
Oh, nice.
Good dude.
So, it's
Oh, well. They did look different. They have looked different the last couple of weeks. Dirk would say that.
Barb says, I heard gum talk the other morning. Yeah, we were talking about gum and how none of us are regular gum chewers. And there was a time in my life where I chewed gum every day.
I don't know if I was ever there.
No, me neither.
You were never an
I'd go through
every
maybe
day
some
gum chewer?
kicks where I'd chew gum, but no, not every day.
It'd be weird to look over and seeing you guys chewing gum because I never see you do it.
Yeah, I do it every once in a while.
Why does chewing gum give you automatic attitude?
It does.
There's something about it that is
You
off-putting.
got the attitude, dog.
If you're trying to do something serious and the person is chewing gum, it somehow seems rude, but yet that makes no sense. Barb says, I heard gum talk, and it made me think of my Catholic school days. She says, if we were caught chewing gum in class, the nuns would make us wear the wad of gum on our noses for the rest of the day.
I've heard of that.
I've heard of that. I've never seen it.
They'd tape the chewed wad onto our noses. I can't imagine them getting away with that today.
No, not today. I saw a lot of stuff in Catholic school that there's no way they'd get away with today. Like one kid's hair being too long and the disciplinarian at our school taking that kid out of the lunch line as we were all walking into the cafeteria for lunch, pinning him up against the wall, pulling out a pair of scissors and cutting his hair right there. Think they get away with that today?
I don't think so.
World was a better place when people could just throw people against walls
You ought
and
to
cut
have a
something
right
off
to-
of them.
It was quite disturbing.
Chris says, Yo, Gordon, it's Friday, and I'm a fan, and I do have a bit of feedback. First-time emailer, so I'm a bit nervous. It's weird to narrate the composition of your own email, but okay. Could you please do more fake Biden? It's hilarious when he says, hey, man. Yeah, we'll do him when he comes up. Lastly, could you please ask Junior to accept my follow request on Strava?
Oh, okay.
I'm not a creep. I just think it would be cool to see his rides. Plus, I could smoke him on mountain bike rides, so it all balances out.
Now, we'll see about that.
Uh-huh. He ends with, cop gave me ass, already impartial now. What does that mean?
What's that?
I have no idea.
Look who laughed at it. Did you see who laughed at it,
saw
George?
No, I was laughing at my mountain bike comment. What do you mean?
You were laughing at Jiverly Wong, you high horse rider.
No, I've outgrown Jiverly Wong. I've matured. Some haven't.
Okay.
Hate you. Gordon, I'm 29 years old, and I've been a P1 since I was 10. Throughout the years, great characters have made their way to the 840 slot. That is questionable. I humbly request you to please add back into regular rotation Steve in the Attic and Coco the Gorilla. Thank you, sir.
We just heard from Steve, didn't we?
We did recently hear from Steve, but maybe Coco needs to return. That's one of George's
we're good.
favorites.
We're good
Been a
on
while.
Coco.
I see this. Somebody, James, sent this in. It's announcing the Texas Forever Fest. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
No.
You have, George?
Yeah.
And I guess it's the Plano Arts and Events announced this. It's going to be back on March 23rd, taking place in downtown Plano's Haggard Park. Set to perform are a variety of Southern music acts, such as George Dunham,
Oh, no wonder you've heard of it.
That is the first name listed here.
George Dunham.
They love us in Plano.
Such as George Dunham, the Selfless Lovers. That's a band that George couldn't get into. He's not a selfless lover. Didn't you once claim to us privately that you were the most selfish lover you'd ever heard of?
I've never claimed anything about love to you guys privately.
That's a weird... Was that a drop?
No.
Or did you just say that?
I just said it.
And headliner Wade Bowen.
Dang right.
So how did you get mentioned before Wade Bowen there?
I don't know.
Well, congrats on that.
Thanks.
P1 Scott says, I was a pharmacist intern in 1994 at Eckerd's. And this is about our 1 hour photo lab discussion, and we had a lot of P1s come out of the woodwork saying they worked at 1 hour photo labs and what they saw there while they were in the employ.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you knew it was about to get interesting if someone walked in claiming they found a disposable camera. So they have a disposable camera. And they claimed that they found it and wanted the film developed to see if they could find the rightful owner. It was always a ruse to distance yourself from the photos that you knew they were going to develop. But he says that if the photos were of a good-looking woman, then I can guarantee you the photo tech has an extra print.
That's so wrong.
Kevin, hey Gordo, former photo tech here. We 100% would print extra photos of any hot woman that brought in nude photos. Even zoomed in on the danger region
100%
of a gross one and gave it to a friend as a birthday gift.
Gross one.
Oh. Van says, I worked the register at Eckerd, and people would be so disappointed when they came to pick up their pictures, and instead of the nudes that they took, there would be a note explaining that Eckerd Drugs doesn't develop pornographic photos.
And even worse, the fact that they didn't know that the tech had their own copy of it.
Well, no, they didn't. That wasn't in the note that they would leave.
I realize that,
Yeah.
but they didn't even know the worst part of it.
Yes. The photo department would usually give you the negative, though, and you could take it to someone else with a darkroom to get it developed. 2 of my female friends took my camera and took topless photos of each other as an Easter egg for me for when I got the roll developed. And I went to work, and he got it developed at work, and he gets a note back that shocked to find the note in his own photographs because he didn't know they took them. But he said that I held the negatives up to the light, and there they were, my 2 female friends' breasticles. I didn't develop them, though. I gave them the negatives, and they promptly destroyed them. So look what an honorable thing that he claims that he did. Then this story from Bean. While in college in Oklahoma City, I worked at a local photo supply place that offered in-house 1-hour photo printing. We had many repeat customers. One in particular was a man in his late 20s that just happened to be gay. He made zero effort to hide his lifestyle. One day he came in with a couple rolls of film and told us he just had a fabulous time at a convention in Dallas over the previous weekend. We had printed normal pics of his, like his mother's 50th birthday party and things such as that in the past. Well, after I processed this film, I sat down to put the negatives through the machine. As the photos on the little conveyor belt rolled out, I got up to look, count, and package them, and my eyes couldn't believe what I was seeing. A man dressed in all black shiny leather with a zipped-up face hood over his head. Okay, that was picture 1. The next one was someone in a full-body plaster cast hanging from the ceiling on straps.
Wow.
Every pic seemed to just be a wilder scene than the previous one. There were lots of hooded people with real whips surrounding a guy bound up on the ground in the middle of a circle of people. In the background of each pic, all these men were wearing leather bikinis, vests with chains. I would guess there were at least 100 or more people at this place. Finally, my manager came over to see what my eyes were staring at so intently at the stack. And as I was sorting them, she was now completely freaked out as she was laying them out on the back counter. We saw the most disturbing one. It was a man in full leather hanging from chains from the ceiling, and the chains were attached to only his gripple rings and his greenest.
Holy smokes.
How could that hold him?
He was also wearing a leather zip-up hood over the top.
How's his life going?
Oh, my goodness. Anyway.
Wow.
Your kind of guy.
What do you mean, my kind of guy?
How long would
talk
Gordo
about that stuff
look
all
at
the time?
How long would he look at those pictures?
Oh, my gosh.
And finally, Crystal shares this experience she had at the age of 11 years old. It was the holidays. My stepmother's elderly parents were visiting the house. We lived in an old house that only had one bathroom, so when nature called, I went to the bathroom, closed the door. It was at that time I noticed an envelope sitting on the back of the toilet tank. Being a normal, curious kid, she says, I opened it to see what was inside. What followed is something that is seared in my memory in vivid technicolor to this day, 35 years later. Inside were 24 photos of my nude stepmother in various graphic X-rated poses.
Oh my God.
Nothing was left to the imagination. I was in shock, but that shock was followed by the thought that it was my dad who had left the photos in the bathroom, which meant only one thing. He was committing an act of extreme self-love in the very place that I was now sitting with the photos.
Wow.
And now I'm equally traumatized by that thought.
Wow.
I didn't know what to do, so I left them where I found them, but I never looked at the two of them the same ever again.
God.
I still wonder to this day whether or not her parents ever found them as they were visiting at the time, and it was the only restroom.
Ugh.
Wow.
So she just left them up there.
Disturbing.
There you go. Thank you.
All right, that's the corner.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
And without further ado, we go back to the station and throw it to Monto with our NIT-brake Field of the Week.
Yeah.
You got your mask ready?
I have it with me.
Hell yeah. Right.
I have the mask. All right, boys. We have six NIT candidates here this week. We start with one Peter Welton.
Of the kick around. He likes soccer.
Of the kick around. So this past weekend, they had their show a bit earlier. I think he did it starting at 10 o'clock by himself.
Wow.
And he mixed with the T-Box, which is always fertile grounds for e-brakes.
Yep.
But this is not on Craig Rosengarten, but it does involve Craig Rosengarten. Peter Welton proves why he is a big creep.
You still didn't say how old you were.
When?
Just now. You were
When you
out.
were just talking about how old you were.
I'm older than you.
God.
Are you a grandpa?
I'm not. But one of my kids is trying.
That's
Are you?
Sure, he appreciates
That's really
mentioning
gross.
that over the air.
I can't hear it.
What is that conversation
I'm not trying
like?
at the moment.
How do you know?
I don't.
You can't prove that now, can you?
Can't.
All right.
Is that
Can
a
we dump
conversation
that whole
you
little
and
conversation right there?
kid
Dump
is-
fucking working yet?
Sex?
Just dump all that, Connor.
Phil really loves
No,
you.
do not dump that. Leave it in.
And your kid's 14?
Wow.
It's
Okay.
always awkward to say when someone's trying to have a kid.
Yeah, it is. Like, even when you were
Just-
talking
just
to,
go
like,
out and say it.
even talking to your adult friends, like, oh, you guys thinking about having another?
Like, we're
'Cause
trying.
Guess what? They're going to have to fornicate for
Yeah.
that to happen.
Just chugging
Yeah, especially if
Gatorade.
it's the family having to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ever. Just
No.
Also-
when it happens, it
I just
happens.
always remind them I'm wasting
It's
it.
love.
Also feel like we need to isolate that Eli Jordan laugh. That was underrated. That's quite the...
Especially when we get
A lot
to
of
the
heft to that laugh.
context
That
of
was
him
so much
laughing about
heft.
underage fornicating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate.
That's hilarious, Eli. All right, candidate number 2 here on the NIT break is Dave Lane.
Dave.
This was at the end of the hard line the other day. They were talking about a follow-up to Bob's World where he was talking about a push cart, and Dave decided, you know what? It's the end of the show. Let's do a little dump and chase.
As Dave points out with the cart fees, before long, I'm making money off this. It's actually paid for itself.
What's it called?
Mine is called MGI Zip Navigator.
What's MG? Oh, that's the company. Okay, yeah.
I think it's called an electric cart, or an electric buggy, because I think maybe those UK people make it. I don't know.
So, Navigator?
I'm sorry, Dave. What? It was called a Zip Navigator. I think you heard me wrong, Dave, and I don't think you could say that on the air. But maybe you can.
And we dumped it, too. We caught it in time.
Are you kidding me? Yes, we dumped it.
It's the first time that word's been said on the
What
air
are
in
you
a while.
doing? You're Mr. Dump and Chase. Why can't I do it?
That was not a dump and chase, though. You thought you could get away with that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
So if you're not aware of the word he said,
yes,
it was Clint,
but
without the fourth letter.
So Dave got lucky there for two reasons. One, because we don't have a dump button in our studio anymore, so we have to trust that the control room gets it.
Yeah, we own
and
you.
Two, that was right before a Stars game.
Yeah.
And sometimes you ramp out a delay before the live sporting events.
Wow.
So
yikes.
We got pretty lucky that we had some delay there.
Yikes.
Well,
And
good
he thought
job.
he
Way
was
to go,
just
Dave.
owed. You're just owed a dump and chase. Why are you guys freaking out?
Why not?
God
We'll
almighty.
get on the NIT break.
All right, candidate number 3 here on the NIT break is Robert Wolonsky.
Whoa. Birthday twin.
So the Musers were out at Heritage Auctions earlier this week. They had Robert Wolonsky on for a segment to talk about some of the items they'll be auctioning off. And he came up with a brand new character that I had never heard of before.
Of course, I like some of the sports stuff when you're like a bat that Babe Ruth used during his, what was it,
27 season or whatever his
Well, you're going to see
60 home
Chris
run
is
was.
going to talk to you about something in about an hour. It's one of the earliest, I think, gay Babe Ruth things we have
Gay
ever.
Babe Ruth things?
Well, I was going to say game used Babe Ruth. It is. The backstory
We
is
may talk to
incredible.
that. Goes tomorrow at
Right,
8:40.
Oh gosh! I'm really glad I gave you a new character. I appreciate that.
Gay Babe Ruth.
Well, it's been a long day already.
And people can see these items at HA.com.
Game used Babe Ruth. How's that?
Yes,
That's
there
what
we
I
go.
meant to say.
Just so matter of facts, too. Just the gay Babe Ruth.
Yeah, just point it out. All right, Robert Wolonsky, candidate number 3. Candidate number 4 is one George Dunham, the commander. So he was talking about the fact that he has a hard time remembering to zip his pants after he goes to the bathroom. If you guys just
We've
want
all
a little
done
bit
it
of
before.
A preview
Hold on,
of
let me
what's to
check.
come as you get older.
Yeah, maybe
See, I have no zipper on my pants now.
You just leave the barn door
I
open.
can just-
It happens.
Well, in the middle of the segment about him telling everyone he forgets to zip up his pants, he looks down.
So I've been told that a couple of times, and then I just catch myself, like, I don't know, walking into a restaurant or something, or walking outside, and I have to zip up my pants. I'm forgetting to do that either after getting dressed. Like sometimes I come in here this morning, and sure enough, I'll be walking down the hall, and before I pass anyone, I do the zipper check. And son of a gun!
Oh, really?
Yes!
He just checked them.
I just checked them. What is going on?
Even knowing you were doing this segment.
I swore I zipped them before I left.
Yeah, you need to get checked out.
If you do the zipper upside down, does it go down?
What?
You know what I mean? You got the zipper thing, right?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to put that back to where it's.
What?
I don't know how to describe it.
What?
The
It's
little
not
handle?
helping by you saying what every 5 seconds.
The handle?
The handle. Is that what that's called?
That's what I call it right
Okay,
now.
Whatever it is.
So then they went into a 5-minute discussion about George thinking whichever way the zipper handle is pointed determines whether or not it'll go down on you randomly.
There was so much there.
Yeah, it's good.
That's going to be tough to beat.
That is an irrational fear of mine, is having my zipper down.
Your
Like, if we're
fly
on
open?
stage, yeah. Now, I'm wearing Gorilla, so
Yeah.
I don't have that issue.
Yeah,
but
you're not gonna
if
go-
I was up here wearing jeans, I feel like I would be constantly checking to make sure nothing's exposed.
Go full Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Where my fanatics.
Candidate number 5 here on the ticket is our very own Matthew Birmingham. This was on Sunday Whip to start the news segment. A couple things at play here. One, both he and DJ were trying to get the cleanest chip biting sound, so you'll hear that at the beginning. And then also, remember, whenever Ham stumbles, he immediately puts his head on the desk.
Yes.
News team, assemble!
Like, you turds quit eating on air now.
Oh, that was you just now? Man. Would either of you Man.
What?
Whoa.
Got a mouthful of chip and I can talk better than that.
Jeez, gentle F something. Then, man. No, I don't want a gentle F, Ham. I want it rough.
God, this is going to be a terrible segment.
Well, we knew that going in, so just fight through.
3 words in, though. Not a good sign.
Set a new record.
Oh, my God. We're worried about the chip you're about to eat. And he was right. It was a terrible segment.
Boy, DJ loves to pounce, too.
Killer, or
he's the best.
Ham went full killer at the beginning there, just right out of the gate.
DJ is absolutely Bobby Carpenter, just jumping on every dog pile, not really contributing to the play.
Yeah.
Just jumping on. Oh, Ham. All right. And candidate number 6 here on the NIT break is Corby Davidson.
Kirby.
This was to start Why Today Doesn't Suck, and personally, half of me at least was offended.
And at 3 o'clock, it's my Ham Migo.
Thank you, Mino. Eatsy's Market and Bakery and GimmeTheVin.com brings you Beady Beady Mont Mont.
Gracias para todo, Ham. You did a great job.
Wow, look at you two Mexicans in there.
As we have a very diverse crowd at Ticketstock. How many times have you said that in your life? That exact same
sentence.
sentence.
Avoided the shop because of it.
So now you're
kept on walking.
Now you're just going to have Monty pander every day.
Yeah, why not?
Trying new things out
we're
for the
back
spring.
to number 1, Holmes.
That's right.
We're doing it.
Don't you forget it.
We welcome in the hard line. It's so over the top, man.
Just trying to pull it out of the ditch, too.
God almighty.
Wow.
I'm just trying to express my heritage, and it offends Corby's sensibilities. I didn't appreciate it. You're the DJ. All right.
This is a tough week.
Yeah, there are 6 candidates.
Tough decisions.
We have Peter, Dave, Robert Wolonsky, George, Corby, and Ham. We start the voting this week out at Ticketstock with Gorilla Mino.
Corby's in first place with the most wins. I can't give him another one this week. I'm going to go Jub Zipper.
All right, Sean?
I, too, am going to go Barn Door Dunham.
Ham?
Dave.
Lando?
Let's make it a win for George.
Yeah.
George. All right, yeah, I would give it to Corby,
Lando.
but George is the winner. George now has 3 NIT break wins. He's one off Corby with the lead.
Wow. Thank you, Justin. Congrats to George and everybody else in the field. And right now, it is 2:51 at Ticketstock. Why Today Doesn't Suck is next.
Once again, the ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
Sucking on chili dog. Sucking on a dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on chili. Sucking on a dog. Sucking on a chili dog, sucking on chili dog.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
It's Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm, Ticketstock 2024, live from the Plano Event Center in Plano and Spring Creek Parkway, right off 75. And at 2:59, it's Hammy Davis Jr.
Thank you, Mino. Eatsy's Market and Bakery and GimmeTheVin.com brings you the Sharks. No, he's not a bagel, but he is a Monty.
What?
You need to get a joke ready, okay? You got one? All right, we'll come find you. You going to stick around here for a little bit? All right.
All right, then.
It's our girl from Summer Bash.
Oh, okay. Nice.
She tells jokes.
The one that slapped you?
Is that a reference to like 20 years ago when I got slapped?
Is this when you got kicked in the balls?
Yeah, or when you got kicked in the balls.
Oh, yeah.
You're always just getting physically harmed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have a checkered past, Dave.
We need to find that soccer cleat and put it in the Hall of Fame.
Man, that existed up until probably 2010. Yeah.
And then you burned it?
But I didn't kick myself in the balls.
No, we need to find
From that
his
guy.
cleat.
Oh, his cleat.
Yeah.
With the little shards of Corby ball on him.
That guy's out there.
Gary,
That
that's
guy-
disgusting.
That guy's, he's out there. He knows who he is.
All that
Just
snake
like
DNA.
on the toe, there's a spot of blood and a pube curled up in it.
He knows what he did.
All right,
He almost-
say hello to
go
the
ahead.
hard line. There's Corby Davidson, there's Dave Lane, and Bob Sturm.
Hi, Monty.
And Cap.
More people are watching
Corby.
Jenga than Why
Dave,
Today Doesn't
I
Suck.
know.
That's okay. It's
And
like having
Django.
a mechanical bull right there.
Although EA hosting all the stuff on stage has been great.
Dance, EA.
Today.
That's
There
what
he
he was
is.
born to
He's
do.
going to knock over the Jenga by his dancing.
But of course.
Love
he doesn't really understand commands very well.
EA's the best.
He's
You wanna be
working on it,
superstar, you
okay?
should prepare.
right.
He's getting better.
All right, Montois.
Excellent broadcaster.
Today
Jenga
is
fall.
Friday, February 23rd, the 54th day of 2024. Only 312 days left in the year. On this date in 1836, the Siege of the Alamo began in San Antonio, Texas.
They hid in the basement.
The more I read and find out about the Alamo, the less impressed I am by it all.
You're going to go
Well,
full Ozzy
how long
Osbourne
they
on it
lasted?
someday?
Took an L.
I hope
Yeah.
we got that
They bounced
clean.
back.
Everything was inflated. It wasn't really that big a deal, but
I want to hear more about this Alamo reading you're into these days.
all you have to do is go down. First off, when you go down there, which we all have, when I think of the Alamo, I think of it as being some sort of grand structure that's like the Alamo. It's like as big as a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Well, they had a wall
Why that
around it
restaurant?
at the time. It wasn't just...
Why not a McDonald's?
Yeah, or Grandy's.
Grandy's.
San Jacinto is way better than Alamo.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
So
are
when-
It's
steps
a
when
little
Will-
weird that it reminded you of Taco Bell.
So when William B. Travis
That's a
or
Baja
Davy
Fresh.
Crockett or whoever it was drew the line in the sand and they were like, are you in or are you out? You would have been like, I'm good.
Yeah, probably. Like, wait.
Yeah, you guys are all
There's
gonna,
like a million.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die here.
I like chimichangas, bro. Just let them in.
20 of us.
Look at all those guys over there.
Think of all the
Double-decker
fajitas
taco.
we'll get to eat, man.
With everybody, white or black,
I'll give them credit, though. They knew that they would
Ham.
Why does
not
this building
die in
look like
vain. Their names
Desperados?
would be remembered forever.
You probably would have snuck out back and taken a water taxi to Cafe Madrid.
Probably so, right? Looking for apples that have fallen on the ground.
Yeah, bro. Donde está las manzanas?
That.
Yeah.
What in the world?
All right, in 1903. I'm going to move on here, Alamo, if that's okay with you.
Is the only way, and not killing.
I know we're not supposed to kill our own race, but we got to move on. We have a deadline here. In 1903, President Theodore Roosevelt signed an agreement with Cuba to lease the area around Guantanamo Bay to the United States.
Did he explain waterboarding to them?
They're like, don't worry about our plans. You know, maybe you'll just put a school here or a Foot Locker. It'll be fine.
Maybe a Foot Locker.
Maybe a
Pizza
Taco
Hut
Bell.
and Taco Bell.
Yeah. This date in 1954, we had the first mass inoculation of school children against polio using the Salk vaccine, as some 5,000 students were vaccinated.
They were lining up to get the jab.
Butt buddy.
I hear 5,000 people that didn't do their own research.
Fauci's
Thanks,
granddad.
Grampy Fauci.
He was little Fauci back then.
He
On
was
this
probably
date in
first in line.
1985,
Acoff Hitler.
All right, Ham.
Ham loves it.
Yep.
yeah, Ham loves when you combine medical
that.
humor and Nazism.
Greatness.
He's always been a fan
And
of that.
Lando loves it.
That's usually Lando's lane, but
I can't believe Lando put that on his little questionnaire thing outside the AMA room.
That and Pete Best.
Indiana coach Bob Knight in 1985 ejected 5 minutes into the Hoosiers' 72-63 loss to Purdue when he throws a chair across the court.
Just like that, mother.
I just kind of thought I saw an old lady over there who needed a chair.
You remember how much burn that got? That was like... I can't even think of a sports moment that garnered more ESPN time than that.
was that in the wide world of sports montage? Of him sliding a chair across.
I know. I think the montage was pre that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
what about
that was all,
Malice
like,
at the
70s.
Palace?
I swear to you, the Bobby Knight chair throwing got more burned than Malice at the Palace. It was such pearl clutching. Oh.
It was like one of those stackable church chairs. It weighed like 1 pound.
Yeah, I know. It's just the image of it flying across
He
the
didn't
floor.
throw a full lazy boy.
But you media, another witch hunt.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Trying to get the general.
Right. We didn't know that he was such a sweetheart.
You and your podcast.
Well,
Guys in your media.
I know.
Discipline.
You got to love
They are-
everybody.
We're teaching young men to be leaders of the future.
Do you think they buried him in that sweater?
And they don't have
The
no
red
heart,
one?
and
Yeah.
they-
Stop
Were
being
you
so
going to
happy
try
he
taking
died.
from them?
It was a big day for
Hey,
me.
But
She
they
by the
buried him
face
upside
recently?
down, right?
I
Yeah.
wonder if they buried him with his sand wedge.
Can you watch your favorite teams on a sweater?
The devil and
All right,
only
Art.
God's
You think he
way
buried him
is
next to the
only
guy he
way,
shot?
and not-
Okay.
Hey, shot anybody lately?
All right, I thought you guys might be above that kind of a thing.
Who would
but
ask
I
such a
guess we're
thing
not.
to a great collegiate basketball coach?
A shock jock.
Man.
What a jerk.
Way to
Peace
go,
Frog is
Snake.
flying.
On this date in 2007, a Mississippi grand jury refused to bring any new charges in the 1955 slaying of Emmett Till against Carolyn Bryant Dunham for manslaughter.
I know this guy.
They tried to get her 50 years later.
We couldn't even get him then.
No.
Damn.
On this date in 2014, Jason Collins became the first openly gay athlete in the U.S. 4 major pro leagues.
That person's gay?
Wasn't that a cover of Sports Illustrated? We found that out.
It was.
And by the way,
it was Spurts Illustrated.
can somebody help me out? I'll let it go. Can somebody help me out? How did Sports Illustrated, we all did our, oh man, my favorite cover ever was this, and I'm going to miss it so much, and it was such a big deal, and it's still here. There's still Sports Illustrated, but yet it all went away like a month ago or 2 months ago.
How are we going to get to the bottom of this?
I don't know.
Snake Pit?
What's going on?
I don't know.
Helpline.
You guys did a whole
Madonna.
trifecta
Yeah.
on it. You put it in the room with Ann Heche or whatever.
We did.
What about Pete Best?
No.
Just left him out.
In 2021, golfer Tiger Woods was seriously injured when his SUV crashed against the median and rolled over several times on a steep road in suburban Los Angeles.
Oh,
And all y'all cared about was the
losers.
mangoes he was eating.
That's not true.
Bro, those dried mangoes, man, look pretty good.
That was like day 3. But day 1, at
They
least for
fit
the
perfectly
first
into my
couple
Atkins.
hours, the reports were very dire.
We thought he died.
You had to make sure he was
Dude,
alive.
they had to jaws of
Yeah.
life him out.
This
so-
is when the Sega Genesis saved his life, right?
Yes. In a way.
It wasn't a Sega Genesis.
And in 2023, a federal judge handed singer R. Kelly a 20-year prison sentence for his convictions of child pornography and the enticement of minors for sex.
How would Sonic the Hedgehog save Tiger Woods' life, Davey?
I don't.
He would roll into the door and coins would explode everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Like
'Cause
a-
he's rich.
He made like a hedgehog, and that's how he survived the fall.
Is R. Kelly the only R&B singer we know?
You mean he was like Ron Jeremy?
Not
that was into little men who would crawl around in caves with headlights on.
okay. That's not
Boy.
the miners we're talking about.
And it's no one that went to UTEP.
They did not have little
all-
pickaxes.
They all look like elves, and R. Kelly's just trying to pee on them all.
Get out!
What are you doing, man?
What is this
Right
guy
there.
doing?
You had
enjoying
coal
that
on your
ticket?
face. I was trying to wash it off.
You like that?
Did you eat asparagus?
Jeez, R. Kelly.
All right, P1 birthdays. Please wish my dear friend and huge P1 Chris Ann a happy birthday. Even though she lives in Honolulu now, she has been a fan of the Hardline and the Ticket for over 10 years. She has made the best move of her life, and I wish her the best.
Lulu.
Monty's prosthetic leg is her leader. Any Delonte West drop would be appreciated. Gracias.
Are we her morning show?
5-hour difference, right?
Yeah.
Is it only 5?
Uranium Drive over there.
What just
What
happened to my
about
voice?
Or midday.
That bubble voice.
Hey, Monty, my name is Leslie Campbell.
It's good.
I am Eye Patch Guy, a.k.a. Brent Campbell's wife.
Hell yeah.
I hope it's not too late, but it's his birthday Sunday, and I wanted to give him a shout-out.
I've seen in his head.
What?
What?
I'm sorry.
Pardon you?
He showed me past
You
the
gave him
eye
what?
patch.
Gave him what?
He showed you past the eye patch.
Pretty cool.
His leaders are Jubb and Golden Bachelor Norm. He's bummed he won't be able to be in town for Ticketstock because they're running their first half marathon in Vegas this weekend.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Love you guys.
By the
Also-
way, America,
Good dude.
we are doing a live version. We forgot to do this. A live version of the helpline at 3:35. So if there's anything that you would like to complain about or help us out with, as we are fools, mere staged fools, DJ, our producer, will have a wireless mic over there.
Yeah, he'll be on the EA stage.
Yeah, DJ's over there wearing a hat. He looks...
Just look for City Connect.
He looks
wore a hat
suspiciously Hispanic, yet non-Hispanic.
He also looks like Mina Kimes.
No, he does not.
Yeah, look for Mina Kimes.
Yeah.
and
Does not
City
look like
Connect.
Mina
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Man,
you see
Mina
a guy
with a
whose-
bigger chest.
whose ethnicity you just can't place.
Right.
Punting grade Ray Guy died
But actually,
this morning.
he's just white.
Right.
He's just a white dude.
All right, one more P1
He's
birthday.
Just like us.
Who likes the Hawkeyes?
Sunday is the birthday of the greatest foul ball hitter in MLB history, the incredible Holst, a.k.a. the great David Holst.
It's my,
Yeah.
it's my
David
caddy.
turns 56.
Wow.
Leaders are Bob
Gorgeous.
Stoops and Barry
56
Switzer, and any
gorgeous.
bourbon that costs more than $40 a bottle. He'd like to hear a joke from Line 4 Guy. Thanks, love the show. From Corby.
Oh, I just want to wish my buddy a happy birthday.
We're going to win the April Fool's Open this year.
Okay,
Me
I'm
and
counting
Holst,
on you.
We got it.
I'm counting on you.
Get him some Pappy.
He needs it. All right,
Harry and his wife are having hard financial times, so they decide that she'll become a hooker. She's not quite sure what to do, so Harry says, stand in front of the bar and pick up a guy. Tell him that you charge $100. If you got a question, I'll be parked around the corner. She stands there for 5 minutes, and a guy pulls up and says, how much? He says, $100. He says, all I got is $30. She says, hold on. She runs back to Harry and says, what can you get for $30? A Hange, Harry replies. So she runs back and tells the guy, all you can get for $30 is a Hange. He agrees. She gets in the car. He unzips his pants, and out pops something huge. She stares at it for a minute and then says, I'll be right back. She runs back to Harry and says, can you loan this guy $70?
He had a big one.
Oh, poor Harry.
Because she wanted to have sex with a
big one.
Poor Harry.
All right, birthdays today. Alan Ford from Snatch is 86.
Doesn't sound like she understands the business plan.
Which one is he?
He's the like
promo
the
director.
mob leader guy.
Snatch?
Okay.
Alan Fall.
Actress Patricia Richardson, 73. That's the mom in Home Improvement. Michael Dell of Dell, 59.
Dude, you're getting a Dell?
Actress Kristen Davis is 59 from Sex and the City. Damon John from FUBU and Shark Tank, 55. Josh Gad, 43. Emily Blunt, 41. Aziz Ansari, 41. Dakota Fanning, 30. Turning 34 today, Callie Carter.
Who's that?
Well, Callie Carter is an actress in films such as
Here we go.
Billy?
Muscled Babes Do It Better,
Okay.
Hot Tub and Tug, and Bone on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
That was filmed here in Dallas, by the way.
It was.
Yeah.
A lot of it right there on,
Milo
SMU,
Butterfingers.
on SMU's campus.
And sports birthdays, we have Tom Osborne,
For extras.
Ed Too Tall Jones,
Billy?
Bobby Bonilla, Fred Bolitnikoff, Charles
Is he
Tillman,
your uncle?
Peanut is 43, Gerard Mayo, 38, Born on the Stay Now Dead, Peter Fonda,
Easy Rider.
Johnny Winter,
Peter.
and W.E.B. Du Bois, Dead on the Stay Still Dead, the 6th President of the United States, one John Quincy Adams. And that
JQA, man.
is why today doesn't suck.
JQA.
He's the original QAnon.
Why is this
Shut it down! Come by our booth at Ticketstock.
Introduce me.
Bye, David.
Bye, Justin. See you soon.
Broadcasting live from the TXU Energy Mothership.
We should have
at
set
Victory
up some
Park, powered
really
by the AAC.
crude. So we're going to do a live one down here at Ticketstock. DJ's got the wireless mic. DJ, go ahead and introduce yourself to this young lady.
Hi, I'm DJ. Hello. I've got a microphone. What's your name?
Natalie.
What do you want?
Not a very good way to actually.
life?
Sure.
Well, okay, since you're all men, which, by the way, I still think you need an occasional female redheaded co-host. I'm still waiting for my email reply.
I agree. I completely agree. By the way, is your hair even more red, purpley than the last time I saw you?
No,
I think it is.
it's not purpley.
I don't think it's purpley.
Thank you.
There's a hue.
Good stuff, Corby.
It's a hue.
It's more of an undertone.
Yeah, yeah. It's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But it's not purple.
Okay. Go ahead with your query, madam.
Thank you. So I'm just curious why many men, not all, but many men, feel the need to breadcrumb women.
Okay, I don't know what that is. You guys.
So breadcrumbing is where they like drop little crumbs, like lead them on,
Right.
per se. And then if the girl starts to show interest after that point, then they pull away and they're like, oh no. But then they do just enough and then pull away.
Yeah.
Huh. That's my experience with women. That I've been breadcrumbed by
women.
women.
Breadcrumb, no.
Men seem like the much more guilty participant if there is a breadcrumbing true theorem out there, yeah.
What's an example of a breadcrumb?
Like, let's go to dinner, let's hang out, let's go to the movies, I like you. You know, just things that lead you on to man, this guy, maybe this is going somewhere.
Sending a text hey, what are you up to this weekend? And then, not replying for, hours, and then you don't actually, do anything.
Right.
They're just, expressing interest, but then, not.
Well, then
or, send you a random text about something, but then don't actually do anything.
Then that would lead me to believe that they have many irons in the fire, and they are juggling them all. So they
I'm
are
horny for you.
They are just making sure that all those fires are stoked, that you are still on the line.
They're casting a wide net.
Yeah, they're casting a wide net, and then as they're making plans for that weekend, they're just seeing what falls into place. And if somebody that they're either more interested in or is more apt to go out with them jumps ahead of you in line, then they're going to ghost you until next week, and then they're going to try again.
Right, but that's douchey.
It's so
I'm not
douchey.
saying it's not douchey.
You're
asking, what are they doing?
He's the victim of this on the other end. So he's just telling you. So
But I'm asking, the why.
Because
why?
men are horrible people.
Men want to get as much as they can.
They're horrible people. Now, let me ask you this, Natalie.
Yes.
Do they, let's say that you've gone out with a guy for a month or something like that, and it's still the same thing, not the breadcrumbing, but do you find that the closer you think you're getting, then suddenly they'll start to pull away even more? Does that happen, or is it the early stages where the breadcrumbing takes place?
The early, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just need to cut your losses early. When you see that start to happen, then you need to realize that they are not invested in it, so you shouldn't be either.
No, and I wouldn't, but I just am asking why they do it.
Yeah.
Because they're dudes.
Yeah, because they're douchebags.
You're right. You have to go in realizing that every guy that you meet is a horrible human being.
Hello.
Not all of them.
Degrees of
That's
horrible.
so hopeful.
Degrees of horrible.
Right.
And then they may, if they surprise you, then those are the ones that you keep.
Right. Have you been married before?
No.
Okay, it's probably good.
What's probably good?
That she's not dealt with that. The marriage and
that
the breakup.
She hasn't been breadcrumbed down the aisle.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
You're just following the path.
I would not let it get that far.
Yeah, Dave.
I'm a strong, independent woman.
Dave. Redheads are fiery for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Sister, I'm with you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry this is happening to you. You're a beautiful young lady, and what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm not a radio host
Yeah, I know.
because I still haven't received my email reply.
Yeah, I don't know if I can help you in the hiring process. I don't have a lot of sway, if you will, here. But are you in the education industry? Is that right?
She's molding young minds.
Teacher?
School counseling.
Counseling, yes. How old are these kids?
Well, I've worked in high school and elementary.
Who do you prefer to work with?
High schoolers.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Are
'Cause
elementary?
I started off, when I started teaching, I worked with high schoolers.
Yeah. But I mean, this is, fellas, you got like a good-looking girl who, you're a runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still running?
Mm-hmm.
Halves, fulls, what are you doing here?
I'm not signed up for any races right now. So.
Okay, but you train. You're
Yeah,
obviously in
yeah,
super
yeah.
good shape and all that.
Just get off her back, Corby.
What? I can't say she's in shape.
Well, you're trying to force her into another marathon, and she clearly doesn't want to do one.
I'm not doing it.
Next thing, you're going to start commenting on her thigh gap.
Excuse you?
Dave.
All I'm saying is you,
Oh my.
you, Natalie,
Yes.
you need to take your time, no matter how long it takes, and you'll find the right guy. He's out there.
Hi, I'm Lando.
Because you're too good.
Yeah, wait for Lando to come out. Lando will be here later.
Yeah. If you like guys named Lando.
Do we have time for one more or no?
Well, she's got to tell. She's also a stand-up comic.
It's a super short joke.
Okay, go ahead, Natalie.
I really like math, but I don't like graphing equations. That's where I draw the line.
She walks off. And she walks off. You know, again,
See, that's where she draws the line.
an educational-based joke.
Yes. Which I'm here for.
I am too.
If she has any more, I'm interested.
I am too. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Little Dave chase
Meet
her
DJ.
No.
No.
He was accidentally wandering in DJ's
it's okay.
direction.
You can't lurk toward DJ unless you want to engage with DJ.
Well, I guess number 2 is actually DJ. What would you? What's your problem, DJ?
Well, the goat's screaming, DJ. We're going to have to cut you off.
Let's get back to that thigh gap talk. I liked where Dave was going there.
That's really aggressive, though.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Thigh gaps are good.
No, of course. It's an aggressive early move in the conversation.
Right. As an early breadcrumb. Thank you, Natalie. We appreciate it. All right, let's get into... Look, we're going to be screwing around all day. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a lot of goofing off. It's Ticketstock. It's Friday. Nobody wants to really get into stuff that's serious or anything like that. So we're going to talk abortion next. I'm really fascinated by that guy wearing the Al Kaline Detroit Tigers jersey with his Leonard Skinner hat and kind of awesome hair.
That is quite a...
Look at that.
Quite a scene we got going.
Thinking maybe Natalie needs to date him.
He's not breadcrumbing, he's crop dusting.
Yeah, he is. We'll try to do a little setup there. Boy, it's a rare night, so after Mike Madonna is here, I have the very rare solo night at the house.
Uh-oh.
No family.
And I've already off as soon as you get in the house.
I've already got it planned.
Go
Exactly what
on,
I'm gonna do.
Baton.
I'm going to go have sushi because, as you guys know, that's my go-to move if my family is gone because they don't like it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Saved me a lot of money, Bob.
I imagine.
Yeah. They don't appreciate the fine sushi. So I'll belly up to a place, sit at the bar. And they kind of, this happens about once every 6 to 8 weeks. And so they kind of know me as the desperate single sushi eater guy because I just sit at the bar. I don't talk to anyone. mind my own business. They're like, oh, hey, how's it going again? You and
get a couple lobster dynamites.
Yes, and then they go talk to each other. That poor guy, just solo every time.
On a Friday.
Yeah, on a Friday. That's exactly what it is, too. It's a Friday or Saturday
We need to
night.
find him love.
Right. And then I'll probably end up going home and deep-panting and watch a show that we're going to talk about at 5:15 as we pull back the TiVo curtain.
He gets out the lemon wedge and
I click one
leans
button.
forward a little bit.
One button in my house just turns into a freaking sex dungeon, a solo sex dungeon. We've got everything set up, pulleys and levers and everything.
and a rickety bench that he's
right.
Uneven legs.
Might hold up, might not.
Oh my God!
Yeah, why do you have the circus music going on while you're doing it?
Lock my dogs away.
Yeah, because you don't want them to eat you if you accidentally drop the lemon wedge.
Yeah, I just don't want them to see Dad in that state.
Dogs should never have to find you like that.
No, how horrible!
Leave that for the family.
Yeah.
Rough.
They all walk in with their luggage after a fun weekend away
with the trophies.
And I've got
Michael Hutchins.
Do you write the note beforehand just in case?
It was an accident.
Right. This was an accidental. Well, can you write a note and say it was accidental if you wrote the note?
Yeah, the note forecasting your death seems to remove the possibility that it was a full accident. I mean, he kind of knew what was going on here.
I want to let everyone
knew the risks.
Yes, yeah, I knew and accepted the risks.
I was willing to accept the risks.
Yes.
On this lonely Friday.
You were gone for 48 hours.
Just couldn't deal with it.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
If Corby's not on the roundtables tomorrow, you know what happened.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good question.
No, you still have to do the roundtables.
If I am found dead, and it would be around 2 p.m., because by that point, you guys would be calling.
Yeah.
You'd be reaching out to Julie, things like that, right?
And then Kat would order a wellness check.
Yes, there would be an emergency wellness check.
EA would break down your door.
Right. And I'm found in like a perfect X. Like my legs are spread. And if I'm found that way, do the Time Wasters play that night?
It's dedicated to you.
Because word would filter back pretty quickly what had happened.
Yeah. We would just put the crime scene photo on the screen behind us.
Yeah.
I think you have the right to leave in your note what you would like the ticket to do in your honor for the next 24 hours.
Okay. Definitely make you guys work.
I want the longest Time Wasters concert ever.
In honor of me. Pull out all the stops. Whatever you played in the past, double it.
Oh.
That's fair enough.
We'll each have a lemon wedge in your honor.
Okay.
That's right.
All you can ask
We'll do
for.
the Time Wasters with mouths full of lemon wedges.
That's all you can ask for.
Hold on. 1 second, sir.
No, take it away.
No. Okay, we got to talk to this guy because he's definitely the most fascinating human being here right now. Sir, okay, I got to describe you right now, sir. You're wearing jeans. You're wearing a Detroit Tigers jersey, which is an Al Kaline, number 6, of course. Your hair is about down past your shoulders, in between your shoulders and your nipples.
Whoa.
And your hair is gloriously brown, and you got a big cowboy hat. You look like a member of Leonard Skinner. What is your name?
I am Bill. I can go by Wild Bill if you like. It's on my belt right here.
That sounded a lot like the movie Bill.
You say he's got Wild Bill on his belt, and you forgot to mention he's wearing shades inside, and he's got a handlebar mustache.
Yeah. Now, how old are you, Wild Bill?
Old enough to know better, young enough to do it again.
See, he's been asked that before. Now, Wild Bill, how long have you been listening to The Ticket?
I'm sorry?
How long have you been listening to The Ticket?
I have listened to the ticket. I think it was on day 3 when it started.
And I heard you talking to Dave here in the break. We've never met you before?
Well, do you remember Rocking Uncle Bill with Mike Reiner and Grego and all that?
I don't. Was that a bit they did early on?
That was what I used to go by earlier.
Rockin' Uncle Bill?
Right, but now I just go by Wild Bill.
Okay, so were you in a band or anything?
I play and sing.
Okay. Still?
Yeah. People pay me to quit. That's where I make more money, but I do play.
Okay.
I can carry a tune and play guitar. I have 14 guitars, but that doesn't mean I know how to play.
All right, Wild Bill, that's for sure.
What's your favorite artist to perform?
I sing Bob Seger, Chris Christopherson.
So, DJ, is this helping you out at all? Are you familiar with any of these artists yet? Some of the current day hits.
Right, and we were asking Wild Bill in the break because his hair is so luxurious. It looks like it could be a wig, but it's real, right?
It's real hair.
Okay, but you said you have not had the long hair for your entire life. That you grew it out later in life, right?
Yes. When my parents were alive, they wanted me to have short hair, and then when they went to heaven, I went to hell and grew my hair.
Way to go, Dave.
Wow. Okay, hey, how's it going, Wild Bill?
He's got a line for everything.
How old are you, Wild Bill?
Oh, I don't want to say.
Well, who cares? It doesn't matter.
I do.
Old enough to see Al Kaline play?
That's like a chick thing, not wanting to say her age.
All right, I'm 71.
Yeah. Okay. Great for 71.
All right. He has seen Al Kaline play.
But I don't look it, right?
No, you look great. You look great, Wild Bill. You with woman these days?
No, not now. If I ever get lucky, she better come with directions. It's been that long.
This guy has got them all. He's got them all. Well, Wild Bill, look, it's great seeing you out here. Thank you so much for coming to Ticketstock. I feel like I haven't met you, but probably known you my whole life, right?
Oh, I know all about you, and thank you all for being for us, and we appreciate the ticket, and keep on, stay hard.
There you go.
Yes, amen.
You're welcome.
Amen.
That will now be at the end of our show every single day.
Keep on, stay hard.
Keep on, stay hard yourself, sir. Thank
there
you,
he
Wild
goes.
Bill.
Wild Bill with the Al Kaline jersey.
Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, would you be so kind as to welcome the man of the hour, Gen X Davey.
Thank you.
To present Enews.
Thank you, Plano Center. Thank you, Ticketstock. Are you guys tired of paying high prices and exorbitant fees for concert tickets?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
make it stop, Dave.
I hate to break it to you, but it is not going to change anytime soon. Live Nation just announced their 2023 earnings. Would you like to know what they made last year on our backs?
Yeah. Are you going to tell me they made $480 million?
No, significantly higher than that, Corby, as Live Nation in 2023 had a record revenue of $22.7 billion.
What?
Jeez. $22.7 billion?
Well,
up 36% from 2022. So attendance was up 20% to 145.8 million. So they have several divisions. They have their concerts division, they have their venues that they own and operate, and then they have their Ticketmaster division. They're a monopoly. They own the whole silo,
they got
top
it
to
all,
bottom.
Man. They got it all.
So the concerts division, their revenue was $18.76 billion. The venue division made $55 million. And then the Ticketmaster division, which shafts all of us, $2.96 billion.
So
now, I mean, this is gross revenue, so a lot of this is shared with the artists, shared with the venues, et
but
cetera,
it's
et cetera.
$22 billion, so
Yeah.
you can probably figure out that they're still making a tidy profit. You know, my sister is wanting to come down to see Noah Kahan. You guys know who Noah Kahan is?
Yes.
Noah's kind of the new it guy. He went from Noah went from playing
I'm with you, Ham.
like a House of Blues and then he went to the American Airlines Center like within a year.
Right.
Like small to ginormous. And now his tickets are, it's a Zach Bryan type thing. And now his tickets are impossible to get. Matter of fact, he's got a collaboration with Zach. He's got a collaboration with a lot of people. I think he's got one with Post Malone too. But he's huge on his own, obviously, and he's playing at the at Dos Equis, and tickets are decent tickets, $350, and that's just. I remember when McCartney came through 5 or 10 years ago, and that was the price you were paying, and it was like, wait, what? Okay, well, it's a Beatles, so I guess we'll do that. Now, if you're kind of just worth your weight in salt and you're just playing one of these large venues, tickets are $300 to $400 for good tickets. It's unbelievable.
Now, this is secondary market, but I was just checking.
This is not what I'm talking about.
No. Yeah. No, but the example that I'm about to give is secondary market. But I got an email reminding me that a week from tonight at American Airlines Center is Olivia Rodrigo, one of the hottest names around right now.
Is your daughter into her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite artist. So I was like, I wonder how much it would be to get us in the building. And I only checked the one site that I got the email from. The cheapest tickets in the corner nosebleed, $350.
What?
And if you want to be in the pit, they have a GA pit that takes up about half the floor. The cheapest ticket in the pit, $1,700.
Yeah. It's the world we live in, and it's now I think...
I don't love my daughter that much.
No one loves their kid that much. But I think we're at this point now where if you want to go see one of these acts, it's all fine and good to pay it, I guess, but then you're done with concerts for 6 months.
Right.
Because I'm like, well, I'm not going to it. I'm not paying that now. I'm done.
Well, and speaking of the price of concerts, so Beyonce, she had the Renaissance World Tour last year, which in 2023 was the highest grossing tour by a female artist in history, $579 million, and the 7th highest grossing tour overall of all time.
Yeah.
And if you remember, we had the story where they figured out that they could fly to Paris and see Beyonce in Paris for cheaper than they could see her in their hometown.
That's a true story, by the way. My daughter did that with Harry Styles pretty much. Because, she's gone to see him in Austin or wherever, and it's ridiculous. And when she was living in Barcelona, they jumped over to Paris and saw Harry for like $40.
How? Why is it so different?
Because they don't have Ticketmaster over there.
Seriously,
do. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't understand it, but seriously, to see an act in Paris versus in Austin, it's
$1,000 less.
It's like 10% of the price.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Speaking of Beyonce, Dolly Parton has released a statement congratulating Beyonce on becoming the first black woman to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart with Texas Hold'em. She said, "I'm a big fan of Beyonce and very excited that she's done a country album. Congratulations on your Billboard Hot Country #1 single. Can't wait to hear the full album."
If, in fact, you were married to that woman who spoke like that, how long could you make it?
Dude.
No cap.
That reminds me that...
Did you mow the yard today? I'm talking to you, Sterminator.
Reminds me that the Southern Belle NBA ref was working last night's game, by the way. Did you see him?
Oh, no, really?
He was explaining a call.
We got a foul on number 77, and oh, Lordy, was that a foul.
I do declare that ball was... In fact, he was calling the Grayson Allen Luka foul.
Oh, okay.
And we can't let that contact go.
Swagger's going to be staying with us for about 2 months.
Here is some fascinating casting news. So there are currently 2 Anna Nicole Smith movies in production.
What?
So it's been 17 years since she died. Yeah, not pig snot, pizza.
By the way, out there in the hallway at Ticketstock, there are big posters of all of us, and all the producers and all the ticker guys and board ops on what their favorite food is, and I noticed Gordon's favorite food was pig snot.
Love it. So in late December, a biopic entitled Hurricana, like Hurricane Anna, but
Hurricana,
but pushed together.
Yeah, right.
It wrapped production. Not sure when that's going to come out, but there is a new one that is entitled Trust Me, I'm a Doctor. And so it is based on Dr. Sandeep Kapoor, who was her doctor who prescribed her the medication.
Oh, boy.
That ended up killing her, and he was drugged in front of the press and over the coals during her wrongful death trial.
What did she die of? Like just opioid addiction?
I don't know what her...
Is there a specific drug?
Yeah, I don't know what her toxicology was. It's been 17 years. But
yeah,
like he had prescribed her stuff. I don't know if she was taking other stuff that was not prescribed, if she had some kind of cocktail going on. But he wrote a book in 2017 entitled Trust Me, I'm a Doctor. And so this book is about her final days and her accidental overdose. And the doctor, Sandeep Kapoor, is going to be played by Kal Penn, otherwise known as Kumar.
No way.
Yeah.
How about that?
So that's fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
I don't know who's going to be playing Anna. That's
Yeah,
kind of
you
a
do.
key bit of casting.
Man, in those last few months, you're going to have to find
Like
someone.
pilled out?
Oh, God. That's not going to be an easy role to play.
Built like a refrigerator.
Just sloppy as hell. Yes. Yeah. She's a big girl.
Yeah.
Has a good anchor.
She's, sturdy.
Yeah.
Sturdy.
Yeah, you could probably play her inside or outside.
Yeah.
Not going to bull rush her to the quarterback, are you?
Yeah. She doesn't have a good first step, so you probably want to put her at guard. Tyler Perry is very concerned.
About?
So he just did an interview, or he was talking about his plans that have been put on hold because he's got such an enormous production company. He has this huge deal with Prime or Netflix, I think it's Netflix, and puts out tons of movies every year. Well, he was planning an $800 million studio expansion in Atlanta because Atlanta has kind of become the third coast for movie making.
Yeah.
And so he said, I was in the middle of and have been planning for the last 4 years an $800 million expansion, which would have increased the back lot, adding 12 more sound stages. All of that is currently and indefinitely on hold because of Sora and AI.
What's Sora?
So Sora is the new text. It's the OpenAI's text-to-video tool, where you give it kind of like DJ does text prompts for our run sheet images.
Yeah.
This gives text prompts but creates video. So you can say, I want Bob and Corby leg wrestling in the Roman Coliseum, and it will just create it.
Oh, my God.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I would kick your ass so bad.
And so he says, it makes me worry about all the people in our business. I started thinking about everyone in the industry that would be affected by this because it's people that are scouting locations, people that are building sets, people that are working on sets. It's all of the people that are the backbone of the movie industry are just going to be obsolete because you can just type words into a computer and
it'll
create.
make it look that real, though? I mean,
I don't know what it looks like now, but it won't take long for it to get caught up and make it look seamless.
It's literally Inception.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't her brain like making, was it
Yes.
Paris?
Yes.
Like a map, right?
Right, yes. And you know what's going to happen is people are going to jump on this, movie studios are, but then I think there's going to be some sort of uprising within the industry to go back to the way it was, to make things look real.
Right. It's the same thing with like practical effects. Because
Yes, right.
the Star Wars prequels were all on green screen and nothing was real. And then the sequels, they went back to more practical effects. And like the Beetlejuice sequel, they're doing all practical effects, no special effects as much as possible.
Godzilla -1, which was lauded for doing that same thing, just using less is more, I guess. So, yeah, people will take advantage of this, but at the same time, I think that there will be something written in. There's going to be some sort of strike amongst these folks, whoever they are, that are affected by all this, to ensure that this is not the way. We cannot let the machines win, Bob.
Well, that's what Tyler Perry said. Ultimately, he says there's got to be some sort of regulations in order to protect us. If not, I don't see how we survive as a movie business.
Right, as an industry.
And finally, speaking of the movies, so the trial of the Rust armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, has begun in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And, they are trying to paint her as a complete incompetent. And part of what they have entered into evidence, the prosecution has built a case that she was completely sloppy and lacked professionalism. And they introduced text messages from the night before the deadly shooting where she's talking about getting high.
Uh-oh.
So in one text to a fellow crew member, she wrote, "Right on, I might go smoke in the jacuzzi soon, but maybe not. I'm so pooped." And then in another message she said, "Headed down to get high out back." And then a crew member asked, "How'd the blaze sesh go?" And she said, "I'm still smoking."
Yeah. Okay. The problem with this is that, A, you're in a legal state in New Mexico. B, go ahead and try to find the text thread from employees who do the similar job amongst the indry. You'll find the exact same thing.
Yes, they're all high.
Right.
Except nobody uses the word pooped in a text.
No, they don't. Or how'd the blaze sesh go? That's kind of awesome.
Well, I've heard you use that.
All right, we got to go. We will come back. Bob and I are both watching this show now, and I have an incredibly unhealthy obsession with the man who is in charge. Let's look at our TiVo, and let's get some roundtables going here. Next from Ticketstock.
Let's get to that thigh gap talk.
Hi, George.
Hi, Hardline.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Dunham.
It's
Thank you
George.
very much.
Yeah. We're pre-roundtabling.
Yeah, I just want to come say hi to the Hardline.
Thank you.
Welcome
We need
to
you.
Ticketstock.
Well,
or let you welcome me to Ticketstock.
Yeah.
I think it's appropriate that
You
he's
welcome
here.
us.
I think it's appropriate that Jubb is here, given
Another placenta story?
No, given.
Have you ever met Paul the Placenta, George?
No, I've only been a fan.
No, given your
listening,
I believe it's your dad's military career and the show that Bob wants to talk about, right?
Oh, good, because I'm 3 episodes in.
Okay, yes, we have at least 2 shows to discuss here. The first one is the show that Dave just referenced, Masters of the Air, which is on Apple Plus,
starring Elvis.
Hey, baby.
Starring.
I heard you say the other day he does kind of keep the same.
I'm gonna take this plane.
Elvis.
I'm flying right to Iwo Jima.
Bomb some Germans, brother.
I'm gonna bomb some.
Yep.
Bomb right on Hitler's head.
So it's billed as kind of a Band of Brothers Pacific type.
I thought you were going to say placenta.
It has nothing to do with a placenta,
Nothing.
Dave. You
Yet.
just have to
Yet.
get that out of your head. They can't make World War II about that. No, it's although is it the same people? It's
It's Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Because I did notice that young Spielberg is in it. Do you know this?
I didn't know that.
Son of Spielberg is one of the pilots.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's his name? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Well, he has a son, so yeah, he's probably in it.
Sammy.
Yeah,
His name is
Sammy
Sawyer.
Spielberg. Sammy,
Oh, he's with us right now. Hey, Sammy.
I can't wait to bomb them Germans.
Sammy Spielberg with us here on the ticket.
So-
So you're coming to Ticketstock.
Sure.
I am only 2 into it because I was a late adopter. I feel like Dave has been into it even more.
What do y'all think?
I'm really into it, but it's
super intense. Like how
the mission scenes, I think, are pretty amazing. Special effects.
It's incredibly well done, and it makes you wonder how any of them survived at all.
We lost a lot of pilots, and those things were sitting ducks. That's what Tom Landry flew, the Flying Fortress.
Really?
Yeah.
I flew
And
him.
he was downed over Norway or somewhere.
I had a
They had to
sandwich
ditch his plane.
in
Yeah.
Munich.
Hey,
Sammy.
There's nothing about either World War I or World War II that, I mean, it's all fascinating, but none of it is like, I'd like to sign up for that in any respect. I mean, whether you're in the trenches or infantry or you're landing those Higgins boats at Normandy or just whatever, it all looks horrible.
I mean, it's just by chance as they're going through that flak. It's just
but
by chance.
to be in one of those airplanes over Germany and everything exploding around you, and it looks like the plane is made out of tin cans, and it just looks like
Nothing's worse though than what you just brought up, and that is the Higgins boat, packed with 100 people, as the door opens.
And everybody gets mowed down.
Yes, right.
But when they're flying in formation, and whether it's flak or whether it's German fighters that take one of them out, and so you just see it go into a ball of flames and just kind of fall out of formation, and they're counting the parachutes to see
who made it.
Yeah, all eight.
Yeah.
Or I didn't
That's
see
tense.
any. They're done.
There's so much about it, and I'm sure they tried to make it as realistic and lifelike as possible, and so you see all of the damage a plane would take as it's still flying along, and they're like, "Oh, we just lost one of the engines." Okay,
yeah.
So what's our new bearing? And they got the guy down there with the maps throwing up.
How about that job?
Yeah. It all looks so
Everyone
dear,
depends
it's your
on,
plane.
Can you find us a way to a runway?
It all looks horrible, but it looks like great television.
The only thing about the show is because there are so many characters, it's really hard to follow.
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
I try not to binge it
Needs to be
because
simplified.
well, and by the way, it's Sawyer.
You always know who
Spielberg.
Sammy is by the voice.
Sawyer.
Oh, Sawyer Spielberg.
Yeah, but they call me Sammy.
Sorry.
But yes, the entire experience, it does require, I think, some reading, Dave. If you can find a good
I don't read
recap,
Reading.
if you can find a good recap and sort of connect some of the dots,
I think I need that too.
That's
Yeah.
helpful because there's a lot of chaos. And then
I'm like you though. If it's a World War II or World War I show, I'm probably in.
I don't know if I can handle Austin Butler being Elvis in the plane, though.
Well, just think of
It's
him
not
as an impossibly good-looking pilot.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. We talked about this. There are way too many hot pilots.
Yeah. And all the girls that work at the base are hot.
Yeah,
They're
come on.
Just everyone's too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Society was not that hot in the 40s.
I need to show you some of my my dad's memorabilia from World War II.
I'd love to see it.
I think you would
like
dig
the
it.
panties he brought home?
No, Dave, he didn't bring home panties.
Well, we were
talking about my late
about
father,
hot
who
women.
served our country as a flying Marine.
We're just talking about women.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I would bring home these pictures that my dad showed me.
Yeah, Bob.
God, man, Japanese women back then. Woo.
Oh, no.
No disrespect.
They're real
But
subservient.
just like the picture of he and his squadron up against either a Hell Diver or a Corsair, and it's weird. He wouldn't, and he didn't see like a lot of heavy combat. He got over in like 44s when he was going through the South Pacific, and it seemed like based on his log, his flight log, he was behind a lot of the major battles. But he went to those islands that had just fallen, and he didn't talk much about it, but when he did, he said it was, you don't want to talk about it.
Incredible.
How old was your dad when he had you? I know you were the baby.
So he was born in 23, and I was born in 65, so what is that?
Okay, so not that old.
42.
Yeah, it's 42.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah, Dave is 70.
The other show we wanted to highlight here before we run out of time is Mr. and Mrs. Smith on
Haven't seen it.
Prime.
Man, I'm so all in.
What's the premise here?
So, Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a movie made. This is the infamous Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie movie.
Okay.
Where they met, they fell in love for real.
Yes.
And the plot of the movie is these two spies that end up, and the TV show, kind of, by whatever circumstances, end up having to pose as husband and wife to execute these missions. And
Okay.
now it's Donald Glover from Atlanta, and he played the young Lando Calrissian, and Donald Glover's freaking incredible. And Donald Glover writes, I think, every one of these episodes, and it's about he and this girl that are really newbies at what they do, and they're kind of stumbling and fumbling their way through these missions. And it's so far, it's awesome.
Yeah, I watched number 3 with the little lady, and that one really pulled us in. I think there's 8 episodes,
and it looks like they have a star, and almost at least the first 2 that I saw, there are random like superstar actors that just want to be a part of it that are in it for a bit.
Okay,
right? Yeah, it feels a little Born Identity-ish, but it's fake husband and wife, and they're thrown off to another exotic locale every episode with I think they're fairly contained plots that then they move on to the next one. I don't know, but so far it's intriguing, and I'm with you. I think Donald Glover, everything he touches is awesome. I think he's fantastic.
And we have 1 minute before we have to go to break. 1 minute.
What about Leroy Glover? Did you like his work?
Leroy Glover is one of the best Glovers. Danny Glover also should be
Another
considered
Glover.
in the mix.
Keep sucking me back in.
Bird tall.
Yeah, can't do this no more.
You guys ever had Spetzel? It's delicious.
I think we have Sammy Ann Sawyer.
Yeah, Sammy Ann Sawyer with us.
Brand new Glockenspiel.
Perhaps
Swings right over there.
Perhaps Pat? Was it Pat the placenta?
Paul.
Oh,
come on, Bob.
Over there in the pail. Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a break. Let's come back. We have an all-hands-on-deck roundtable from all your ticket favorites, including Gorilla Boy, who's over there next.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
This is roundtable number 1 before we will have Mike Madano join us on stage.
Mike Madano!
Here tonight, brought to you by visitbigbend.com and Field Deal Boats. My name is Donovan Lewis.
Hey, Donovan.
Hi, Donovan. Hi.
Where have you been?
Alongside all of my coworkers here.
Yeah.
On the end, there's Matt McLaren.
Hello.
There's Craig Jr. Jones Miller.
Greg.
Robert Bob Sterminator Sturm.
There now.
George Moose Dunham.
Okay, thank you.
Well, they hate you.
Davey Soda Lane.
So small,
Thank you.
so thin.
And Corbett the Snake Corby Davidson.
Hello.
Oh, man, the ladies love you, dude.
Yeah, they do. I got the biggest smattering.
Look at that long flowing hair you have. Like, what's
Your hair
happening
does
here? What's
look
going
great.
on here? What are you doing?
I think it looks great.
Whatever, bro. Just letting it go.
Yeah, man.
I got it all cut. You don't remember this, but like in May, I kind of cut it shorter, and then I haven't had a haircut since.
Did you get it layered?
I don't know what
Feathered?
that means.
Bob's being a jerk again.
He is. He's just being mean.
How is that being a jerk?
Because you laughed right after you said it.
And you said it in a very condescending
I knew.
And it's ironic that Bob's the hair bully.
I was excited. I knew a hair term.
Layered.
Did you get it highlighted?
Layered. Okay, so we
Is
have.
that an ombre?
See, I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
That's where it goes from
Sun-in?
dark to light or something.
We were alerted that. By the way, where's Gordon?
That's always
Where's the
always a good
sweet
question.
spot?
They're finishing up their AMA.
Oh, okay.
They
With
quit.
Gordon, I guess.
They decided not to be here.
Where's Gordon?
Because, boy, I had a lot of questions for them, man. I had them on the run.
Yeah,
So
Gordo.
we just found out from someone who came up here to the stage that there's a couple that drove, and I guess they do this every year, all the way from Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
We're
they're
there.
right there. Yeah, I remember that last year.
All right, Memphis, Tennessee. How about that Ghost River Beer Company? Not bad.
They've never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, they do. Memphis Made is there.
Beer.
You think they know right now? Okay, someone get the wireless mic. We need the wireless.
Do you guys know Ghost River Brew? Memphis
boy.
Made, you know them?
I have one yes and one
There
no.
it is.
Yeah, they're agreeing with you to just make you
shut
go
you-
away.
to
Just
shut you up.
stop it.
We
You can
talked
turn my
about
mic
beer.
off whenever you want.
6 beers in.
I will go home.
Yeah, how many sips have you had, man?
I had a beer.
But it's hitting you a little different because you haven't had one in a while because you're hernia boy.
Yeah. Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, have you had
Are
one?
you mixing your pills with your booze?
I'm not taking any pills.
Are you crushing up the pills and then dissolving it in the beer?
Like with his boot?
Straight up mainlining them?
Yeah.
I snorted the pills.
Yeah. How many days did you have to stay on pills?
I'm probably, I think 5 or 6.
Man.
Gordon Keith, everybody.
Hey! Now it can start.
Fashionably
How did
late.
you do on them? Did you do okay? Did you have
Fashionably
hallucinations or anything?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was that. I had a pain pill and a muscle relaxer that
You
I
got
was
the
taking
wireless?
together. So
Oh, Sean's got it.
I had to have them. Like I tried not to go without. And
Sean.
it's just not going to happen.
That couple in the blue shirt and the raise your hands, Memphis.
Memphis people.
There you go.
Memphis, Tennessee. You guys live by the Peabody? No. You ever go to Memphis in May?
We can't hear you.
The Beale Street Music Festival. That's cool.
Yeah, 1, 2.
That's so lit.
There you are.
Matt is almost out of Memphis.
Hey,
material.
America.
Ask them if they know that
here, sugar.
Elvis is from Memphis.
Her
Sugar.
husband is right there, dude.
You guys ever party at Rayford's?
No,
No.
that's a little dangerous.
Yeah, it's a little weird in there.
How long you lived there in Memphis?
Short time. I'm from here.
Okay, well, yeah, we kind of figured that there was some connection here. And how many years have you made the drive from Memphis to here?
About 10.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
How long of a drive is it?
7 hours.
That's not bad.
And then do you guys have kids or anything?
She does.
Very personal.
Are they?
26-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Okay.
You have a 26-year-old? You do,
I thought you were 35.
Yeah. Did you have a child at? Did you have a child at 9?
19.
Okay.
Way to go, Corby.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
Was it a planned pregnancy?
At 19, she's
Way
like,
to
no.
go, Gordon.
Well, some people are married at
Corby
19.
and Gordon will
I
never
was
come
at
back.
UT Knoxville having some fun.
Oh,
3.6 grade point average, too, though.
Rocky Top.
How long did you stay with the father of that child?
Good old
14 years.
Rocky Top.
Second one, he's going on 11. So he's trying to beat that.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Look,
So wait,
that's the definition of freshman 15. You had a whole baby.
Yeah, you did. Did you immediately marry that man, or boy, that guy?
Yeah, it was the right thing to do. I grew up Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
So that's why you're having
brother.
Hey, you know what?
premarital sex.
That's what they say. If you spread,
Right, she
you
wasn't
wed.
allowed to dance,
Yeah,
but she could.
but she could
both.
have sex.
Wait. I want you to hear clearly what Donovan Lewis just said. Go ahead,
Go
Donovan.
ahead, Donovan.
It's
Oh
an
my
old,
God.
it's an old saying in Southern Baptist: if you spread, you wed.
If you spread, you win.
Yeah, your
Okay.
legs.
Sorry, kids.
No,
have
I
your
did
parents
it. I
explain
tried
that
it
one
for
to
as
you
long
later.
as I could.
Okay.
Are you close with your 26-year-old?
Oh, yeah. She just got married in October, and she's living in California
Aw,
as
that's
a travel
beautiful.
NICU nurse.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Way to go,
Making bank.
A what nurse?
what did I do?
Travel NICU nurse. She takes care of the babies.
NICU.
I didn't hear her. I was asking.
What did you think she said?
That's the ICU for babies.
asking. What are you
You're like
talking about?
Kevin Durant. Yeah. You just always think it's about you.
I did not hear what she said.
What do you mean by he's like Kevin Durant? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Wait a minute. So when did you break up with first hubby?
After 14 years, he couldn't get clean. He was doing drugs and went to about 6
Way to go,
rehab.
Stop.
What are you doing?
But he's been clean for 10 years now.
Well, good
so
for him.
we're
that's
all
not on you.
close. Big family.
That's not a
Big
thank
happy
you
family.
moment.
It actually ended up being a great story.
Yeah, I'm glad I brought that up. Because I can't handle having High Horse Gordon sitting next to me.
That is an annoying character.
What kind of drugs was he involved in?
Oxycontin.
Yeah.
Hydrocodone?
Yep.
Yeah. Same stuff
Yep.
Matt's on right now.
All this stuff.
Right
He's got
now.
that problem now.
Adderall. No, I'm just kidding, everybody.
I did a bunch
Wasn't
of
Adderall.
hydrocodone the past week.
But he's clean. But he wasn't doing was he a big drinker too, or just the drugs?
Just the drugs.
Just the pills.
Just the pills.
God, it's so boring.
Is it?
Yeah, we should have mixed them.
Did he have like fake scripts? How did he get all the pills?
He worked at FedEx and got into some boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
No.
Oh, yeah.
FedEx
Based in
is headquartered.
Based in
Yeah.
Memphis, yeah.
Based
Yeah.
in Memphis, yeah.
Matt just applied to FedEx.
And he didn't like to have sex because he was on all those drugs.
Huh.
So
would
Mama
you-
didn't like
I
it.
don't
He
remember
should have
anyone
got on
asking
Blue Chew.
about
This guy
that.
loves
Move on
to husband
have
number
sex,
2
right?
and talk about the.
This guy's like, I love having sex.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh,
Well,
God.
thank
Get a little
you.
of that Blue Chew, you'll be just fine.
So will pills do that to you?
Hydrocodone makes you all backed up.
Yeah, and
Why are
so
you pointing me? I don't take it.
yeah, but
is-
you used to.
Like sperm
Makes you all
sperm
backed
wise?
up.
Hydrocodone will make you very complicated.
Like we talked about this with Elvis, Donovan.
It's very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why
Remember,
Elvis.
he did not have
20
a.
pounds
Well,
of
what
feces.
does that have to do with getting it in?
You don't want to do anything. You're so
you're
backed
backed
up.
up,
You're
it
so
is.
backed up. You don't want to do anything.
You can't pelvic thrust with all that in your bowels.
Elvis did not have a bowel movement for the last 7 years of his life.
I don't believe
That's
that.
They
Corby
did find
7 years.
They found 4-year-old stool in his intestines.
Yeah.
They found. They must have
Yeah,
found
like it's more
grown
than
up.
7. Though.
Grown-up stool
Can you-
in there.
not
for
from
that.
Can you
a 4-year-old.
carbon date stool?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
he had taken a test 4 years earlier where they had to inject dye in there,
Yeah.
and they found that dye 4 years later.
You're in out of your depth here, Junior, but you have the right idea.
They found a banana peel
It was
from one he
4
ate 4
months.
years ago.
It was 4 months.
I thought it was 4 years.
No, 4
There's
months.
no way no one can have that in them for 4 years.
No.
Oh, yeah, you
there
do.
is. Yeah.
4 months is
years?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look
No,
it up.
that's
All of us have leftover stool in us right now.
Not
Right.
for 4
Prove it.
years.
I bet for 4 years.
So you let one go and you go, oh, that was the steak from 4 years ago.
Remember,
I
in,
think that
remember in
happens
Beverly.
all the time.
Remember in Beverly Hills Cop
Right, Bob?
when Rosewood
Let me take a knee.
when Rosewood
Obviously.
said that you have the average human male has 2 pounds of undigested red meat in his bowels,
Yeah, I had that a couple nights ago.
but that's over the course of at least 5 years.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I have
yours
that
Oh,
is.
right now. I can
Fine.
tell
Was
you.
it-
Was this the kind of sexy talk you and that first husband did before you?
How backed up are you?
You got to take Dolcolash.
888-787.
Well, anyway, thank you to our Memphis
Yeah,
friends.
all the way from
All
Memphis.
right, Memphis.
Just to be harassed.
Well, that's in the spring training
Corby
course.
and
Memphis is a fun town.
You are the
Good
P1s
crowd
of
the year.
Ticketstock.
Of the year, I
There's
guess.
no doubt about it. The P1s of Ticketstock.
So anyway.
So,
Claims.
This is
Hydrocodone,
Donovan's
huh?
roundtable.
so yeah,
Oh,
Matt,
yeah, we do have a buddy who came from Edmonton.
Wait, are we off
Yeah.
here?
No, not yet.
Okay.
because Dave said a sentence, you assume we were off the air.
I just didn't hear any echo when he was talking. So
Oh,
I
okay.
thought that
Well,
wasn't
Edmonton?
Canada. Wow.
Or Texas.
How many years you lived there?
Why do you go up the shocker?
Sean.
Hang on.
Sean's about to
He's
walk
had
on
enough
stage.
of you.
He's like, what's going on?
He's so slow.
What did that symbol mean, that hand sign that you threw up?
Shocker?
Yeah, you were doing this.
Houston Cougars.
Sean, down here.
Edmonton guy.
Oh, the Edmonton guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing a Stars hat.
Sure.
Did you see his shirt, Gordon?
I did. I love that shirt. Are they selling them here?
People
Where
are
is
paying
that?
money for those things?
What does it say?
That's really cool. I want one of those.
Oh, the one
It says
true
the one
muser.
true
Oh,
muser.
okay.
You would wear that.
I would.
You would not
Yeah.
wear that.
Hello, Canadian.
Hello, sir.
How long have you lived in Edmonton?
40 years.
40?
Whoa, 40.
How did you find us?
One simple Google search, and then you were the first voice I heard.
Who I was? Pointing
to? Yes, you were.
How long ago?
2003.
Wow.
About the last. I don't know if I have the time right, but it would have been the last 6 months or 7 months of Grego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're off by a little bit, but that's okay.
How much am I off by?
Maybe a year.
2007. 2007. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
a long
then.
time.
Okay, so then I wondered why.
But you come down do you come down every year for this?
I usually this is 3 out of 4, and then I usually come down in the fall, in the summer.
You in the oil game?
That's amazing.
No, I didn't make the oil game. No.
Wait, no, I'm saying, are you in oil?
Game? No, no.
Oh, I thought everybody
Oil
lives in
and gas.
Alberta.
Yeah, we're a wannabe Texas province. for
Yeah,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you do for a living up there?
I am a senior business operations person for. I know it's very
What
generic.
does that mean?
Hey,
But
Sean, Mike,
in-
up there.
in procurement
There you go.
specifically is my job.
In procurement.
In
Yeah.
procurement
No, I get
for the
that.
government.
So why did you Google search Dallas sports radio? Was he?
I got tired of listening to coverage from ESPN and Fox. I needed something local.
Same.
And so I thought, well,
Yeah.
That's right.
Well done.
Now,
sir.
the only thing, and I got to call Craig out, is that I don't have the cool French. I always get a little bit, annoyed when I hear Richard, the Canadian P1.
Yeah.
Yet I don't. I don't see Richard anywhere.
I don't either.
Fight night.
And 2 years ago, Junior said, well, do you have a cool French-sounding name? And I went, sadly, no.
Yeah.
And he said, well, there's the reason why. So.
Heck yeah. Fight night. Come back in August for fight night.
Yeah.
Let's set it up.
Heck yeah.
I'm a little bit beyond the age, Johnny.
All right, we have just given.
Gotta go.
We've just given the P1 of the week. We've taken it from the Memphis people.
But how can I can't
to
follow
Edmonton.
It's not American.
She likes doing it. Let's give it to
Yeah, I
her.
was going to say.
I will
I
just
can't
now
follow
take
that.
it back from Edmonton,
All
right to Memphis.
Yes.
Right.
She actually screws the crap out of guys.
Boy, I said it way nicer than you did.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we are. Not anymore. Okay.
4-year-old
okay.
crap.
We'll come back with another roundtable live from Mullen Injury Law Firm Ticketstock 2024, live from the Plano Event Center here on The Ticket.
We got our whole crew up here. It's a full round table. It's Corby, Davey, Donovan, Sean, Bob Jr., Matt, and Mino. Gordon took off again. Oh, there he is. Mino.
Hey, George.
He's got the gorilla outfit going this weekend.
I'm kind of half-assing it right now. I
where's the head?
The head's right here. I can put it on.
Yeah,
I
I
sound
think
like
we need
crap on the air, but I'll do it.
That's okay. We need to put it on. We need a gorilla on the round table.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy gorilla.
That is great.
God, sounds so weird.
So when you're full costume, that has to be miserable.
It's not that bad. The suit isn't bad.
And the lips are moving.
They are. The worst part about it is the hands, because the gloves are very heavy. So you put them on, and my hands will start sweating within like 30 seconds.
Really?
So I have to be.
Let me try one.
Here, you want? Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but go ahead.
Okay, so when Madonna,
it's all wet in here.
Oh,
gross! Don't put it on.
Put it on.
I didn't know it was all wet in here.
Well,
that's what sweat does.
Okay, you have to ask at least one question per segment of Mike.
Okay.
Madonna, he'll love
just
it.
make it kind of gorilla-based.
Yeah, all have to be gorilla-based questions.
Okay.
Does that thing stink? Because when we were getting costumes for White Elephant Day, and I called Donnie and I said, hey, do you trust me? And he said, yeah, and I just got you an elf costume, which wasn't that bad, right?
No, it wasn't.
I almost got us like some animals, but if you put the animal head on like a giraffe or something, I can't tell you the stench of those things.
That's the thing.
So I'm wondering if that thing stinks. Does it stink?
It doesn't right now, but tomorrow I'll get back to you. So I rented it at a costume place in the. If you can still hear me.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, kinda.
But I try it on and like it's sitting there, and I called this place before the show, and I said, hey, I need a gorilla outfit for this weekend, and I'm trying to give them this backstory, like, hey, I lost a bet. We have the station
Don't
event.
make so many hand motions.
No. Keep making him like John Madden. He's like John Madden. They're going, rah, rah, rah.
Conversational gorillas.
So I'm telling them the story, and they're like, yeah, we get it. We're a costume shop. Like, this is what people come here for.
Right.
So the show ends, and I go over there, and I'm going to the
doing the
costume
swimming
shop,
motion right now.
and it's just it's hanging there for me on the fitting room.
His face.
And I try it on, and as soon as I put the suit on first, because it's a three-piece. It's the onesie, it's the hands, and then the mask. So I put the suit on first, and as soon as it's a long zip, like right from the crotch right up, and as soon as I zip it up, I get this whiff, this stank.
Yeah,
I bet.
Whoever wore it before me.
Because you can't.
I was going to say, can they dry clean them? There's no way to clean
but
them.
it doesn't really do much, and I put it
They
all
probably
on.
Febreze that thing.
Could you
in a shop vac?
Could you adjust your mouthpiece just a little bit?
Down a little bit.
Down, right here.
Gorilla mouth.
Gorilla does not wear a headset.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah, what do you expect a gorilla to know how to put on a headset?
He thinks the Noah's
He's used to signing
Yeah.
everything.
I just
He's
think-
not used to talking.
I just think opposable thumbs is a real.
Look at him signing.
That means
give mine to a
bullcrap. Yeah, there's nipples to it too, but the nipples fell off. They snap on.
Your
Yeah, I
nipples
wore it during
fell
the
off.
show.
They
Yeah, my
are.
nipples.
Do
My
they have
nipples
like
and
a
belly button
like if you
fell
get
off.
up and turn around, do you have a cinnamon bun ass?
I don't think so. If you give me a cinnamon bun, I will.
Okay. So who was, as a kid, who was creeped out by Planet of the Apes movies?
I was obsessed.
I was so scared.
Absolutely obsessed, and still am. The new one's coming out. We just talked about the trailer.
Saw that during the
Super Bowl
drop.
Yeah,
the Kingdom.
and and now the apes are in charge.
What?
And it's about time.
I thought they were in the first one.
Yeah, didn't he
The,
land?
that was the whole premise.
It, at the very end, like,
What?
oh wait,
The whole premise of Planet of the Apes was they were in charge. And,
Yeah, it was the
Charlton
future.
Heston was taken prisoner.
Yeah.
and
that's a good point.
So was that hot woman.
But
And
he's talking about the current
the new iteration of it. Yes,
Corby's entire Planet of the Apes House of Cards is falling.
Wait a second.
Wait, I totally misunderstood that movie. I was wondering why they were the only ones that drove cars.
As the apes are bungee jumping and growing their own weed.
They were
Well,
leading
catch me
really
up.
kick-ass lives.
How many modern ones have there been? I think I've only
This
seen
is 4.
2. This is going to be the 4th
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
And they're all
How many good ones?
masterpieces.
They're good.
The first couple I thought were
Andy,
good.
Andy Serkis plays the main guy.
Yeah, Caesar.
Yeah, and he's awesome.
How about the Woody Harrelson one? Like Woody was the bad guy. He was
Yeah,
one of the
they're fantastic.
worst, best bad guys. He was so mean.
And they actually make sense, which
Was
is
he a
great.
bad ape or a bad
No,
guy?
he was a bad guy.
What's the
all
one-
humans
never
are
bored?
bad in these films?
James Franco was nice.
Yeah, he was.
What's
He
the
was.
one where it showed everyone going to the airport and they had whatever the plague was, and it showed how it was being spread all over
that
the
was
world?
Outbreak.
that
that
second?
wasn't Planet of the Apes.
No, that was
Planet of
the
the Apes.
Contagion.
It was too.
That was a Woody Harrelson one.
Contagion.
Gordon?
Contagion with Matt Damon and Gwyneth Paltrow.
No.
Yeah.
No, but
that's
that was
what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Shut up!
It
I'm
was-
asking a gorilla question.
It
Well, ask
wasn't
the gorilla.
I want an
Ask
answer from
me.
either the gorilla or Corby.
Same thing.
That movie was too
Because he
offensive.
looks like a monkey.
You
It was too
do.
offensive to me. I didn't watch it.
Like Mickey Dolenz.
You hadn't watched the gorilla?
No,
found it
I-
offensive?
Yeah,
Oh, it's offensive.
yeah, too much.
There's not enough gorillas in them.
Okay.
Oh,
I think it was the second one.
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
one that's
yeah,
the last
yeah.
one I saw.
But now the humans can't talk in this new.
Because it's like a
version.
time jump forward,
Yeah,
right?
I believe so. Yeah, but it looks great.
Is it weird that the orangutans are like the quiet, wise ones?
They just drive golf carts
I don't.
around.
Yeah, I don't know.
They always look like the.
That's a great video.
They always look like your uncle because they got the beer belly and they
Yeah.
always are just kind of sitting around.
Right, right.
Scratching their balls.
Finger in the nose.
Making weird
Yeah.
hand gestures. Am I the only one who watched Lancelot Link as a kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
That was like before TV.
Lancelot Link?
Lancelot Link, and it was chimps.
This lady watched it. in the
It was
Star Wars
hilarious,
version.
wasn't it?
The woman with the
Yeah.
walker out there, she watched it.
She looks younger than you.
What the hell is it?
I haven't aged well, Giorgio. It's no secret. All right, I'm not doing so well.
George just
Anyway.
pew-pewed you.
Lancelot Link.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, they had chimps talking to each other. They gave them peanut butter and
On segways.
and yeah, they had a band. It was great.
What about banana splits? Didn't
Oh,
they
yeah.
also
Yeah.
have monkeys or
Well,
apes?
just in the opening scene.
Yeah, just the
That was
moves
it.
and
Those are
costumes.
kind of creepy when you think about it now. Banana splits.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it showed really good
One was a
cartoons,
gorilla,
but-
one was a dog.
Like, you mean as an ice cream?
There were
treat?
four of them.
Weren't they always riding go-karts
No.
around and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Which
The
one?
show.
And they were at like Six Flags. Yes, they were
The
at
one in
Six
St.
Flags.
Louis, though, right? It wasn't
Yeah,
the one
I
here.
believe so.
Lancelot
Which
Link.
one
Yeah.
did they do the courtroom scene from A Few Good Men?
How is that? That's a great
There's
one.
Bob being a jerk again.
No, it's monkeys at the movies, right?
Yeah.
The TBS?
Yeah, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah, and they
Oh,
did
man.
Forrest Gump.
You're kidding me.
What?
No, this is
How
out
do I
there.
not know about this?
What was this on?
You can't handle the truth.
No.
It was their little vignettes on, I think, TBS. Probably.
Monkeys at the movies?
That's what Lancelot Link was. They were spies, but they also had a band.
Yeah, the one.
I think George is. We've lost him.
Right? Ma'am, You watched Lancelot like they were spies, weren't they?
That from 1970, it was one season.
She doesn't know
One
what you're talking
season?
about.
Yes.
Well, they put
Look,
it in
that looks like a
syndication.
spy
I watched it every day
Jedi.
after school.
Weird.
Have you seen the video of the dingoes? I don't know what zoo this is, but like the wild dingoes, which I don't know if they have those in the Fort Worth or Dallas zoos. But somebody brought their dog, and I think it was probably like a service dog. Someone needed it, because I don't think you could bring your dog to the zoo. But it was a chow, and the chow was sitting at like the enclosure, the window of the enclosure, and the one dingo was about 20 yards away and raised his head up and saw that dog.
Wanted to kill it.
And had never seen a dog before, a
Probably
domesticated dog.
How'd you get out?
And he starts making all these noises, and then here comes like 20 other of these dingoes, and they run right up to the window, and the other dog is like, "I'm out of here!" Like he was like tearing ass out of there. But
could you imagine taking
what
your
happened?
dog to the zoo?
What happened?
No, the end.
Oh, that's it?
That was the story?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, so then the dingoes had machine guns. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now Gordon's back into it now.
But they also had a band.
They did.
They were spies.
No, it sounds like a
They're
great
spies.
show. They worked for
They
agents.
also had a band.
The name of the agency they worked for is called Agency to Prevent Evil. APE. APE.
Really?
Yeah. I just looked it up.
On banana splits?
No,
on
Lancelot.
Yeah, on his
What are you doing?
Monkey Spy show.
You're so behind.
And Lance had a wife that was always wearing him down too. Hey, Lancelot!
Okay, so that's why George thinks it's funny.
So
It's relatable.
What is Banana Splits? That was a TV show?
No. Banana Splits.
It was a porn.
It's a variety show.
No, there's no way.
They hosted a cartoon show.
They hosted like
It's a move.
what were the shows on Banana Splits?
Like, wasn't it like
Penelope Chongo,
Pitstop?
Danger Island.
Danger Island.
Danger
yeah.
Island. What?
Yeah.
You don't remember? Chongo.
I do, yeah.
No.
And the Banana Splits,
Yeah.
they would ride around on go-karts. They, too, had a band.
They did have a band.
And in between cartoons, they would show the Banana Splits, the dog, the gorilla, and
Was it like Dick
couple of other
Dastardly and
unidentified
Penelope
animals,
Pitstop
and they
and
had a
all
band.
that in the Banana Splits, or am I thinking of something
Put out
else?
an unplugged
Oh, okay.
record.
Was
great record.
what is banana? Witchy Poo and all that stuff. What was?
So Banana
Like HR
Splits,
Puff and stuff?
Yeah, was that part of-
Hanna-Barbera.
was
Sigmund and the Sea Monster, that was a different
Yeah.
thing.
What
That
in
was the
the
Croft
world?
thing.
Hang on, Junior's got it.
the
Sigmoid
Banana
in the
Splits were
process.
Fleagle, Bingo, Drooper, and Snorky.
Yeah.
Snorky.
They look like some sort of screwed up band from Showbiz Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. That's
Cactus
exactly
says
what they were.
we got to go.
Oh.